There we go. But one thing I haven't done, which I will need to do, is rejoin as a player. Boop. Because I need that DM'd version. Gimme. I forgot to do, because I normally have Roll20 now in two tabs. One for the DM, which is on my screen to the left, and then the one you guys can see, which is the player version, just so it hides any potential whispers and stuff, although I neglect it a lot. Oh well. But no, tonight is episode 56. You guys have just come off the back of the infiltration / rescue mission for one. I need to say Clarissa. No, that's incorrect. But that was also the attempt of the Casvania Mattore Jairton. It was successful. Mostly, technically. You got the person you were looking for. You got her out. She is safe. However, there were many complications in the people infiltrating. There was combat, there was traps, there was trials and tribulations. But there was another complication that you guys didn't foresee, and that was a assassination on behalf of the numbers you guys have assumed by Joseph, who had used a crystal that the only place that they could have been obtained from is the numbers, and cast a very, very powerful spell upon Eventine, killing him instantly. Greytail, you were there, you struck out in immediate reaction, but listened to Joseph as you were instructed to carry the body to the room where Cass was, and you were left. He smuggled you with a pouch and left with the guards that escorted you. And unbeknownst to the party as well, Argyle in this time had rigged the power source crystals to explode after a certain period by overcharging them. You guys had left by the time, and by the time you guys had left, these hadn't exploded, so whether it worked, whether it was delayed, whether it failed entirely, you don't know. But you guys have all landed upon the ship, and with great surprise, Eventine, who Grey and Cass, then followed by Vian, all knew to be dead, suddenly shocked back to life by some unknown force that only he felt. And obviously you come back with a small ounce of divine inspiration and knowledge as well, Evan. Whether you choose to use it to your favour or hold on to it, that's up to you. Argyle also returning back. The locate person, not detect person. The locate person spell that
object, but yeah.
Huh?
Object.
No, oh yes it was, because it was on it was a necklace, it wasn't, yeah. Thank you. Either way, I knew it was the same thing. It suddenly pinged to life as it had failed to locate the person as it was out of range in the facility, meaning that she wasn't there. But on the northern dockyard of Havelter, it pinged, coming in the direction of the city, and more specifically, the Ludmair's sanctum. Argyle very quickly pounced from his position, took off to the town, after a few words were exchanged beforehand. You guys are all on the deck of the ship. You guys are all just kind of mentally, physically, emotionally recovering from this bit of a roller coaster you've just had over there. Because bearing in mind, this entire infiltration took about 30 minutes all in. The question is, what are you guys doing?
Was the ship at the dock?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where is he going?
What was it he said to us? I think he just said she's there or something.
She's here, and then kind of, because he said words to Vian like, "We will meet again, princess," and then fled.
Apparently she's here. Or close by.
She's in the city.
I assume whichever way he's going, yeah.
Right then. Better go.
I was going to say, I'll get the servant to follow Dr. Argyle to see just where he's going.
Okay.
Otherwise, let's get going.
Yeah.
Also, Evan, you're not in armor. You're unarmed.
Yeah,
just more of a...
Yeah. I think the only thing I've currently got is like the the kind of the
Under Armour clothes, like
yeah. So it's probably not even like padded armor, which would kind of be the normal thing to wear underneath. It is just kind of like the padded underbits of of armor.
Yeah, because the way typical plate armor would be is you'd have your clothes, which you're in now, with a chain shirt and then the armor on top of. You're literally just in a linen shirt and linen trousers and stuff. Like your fabric, like foot wraps that go inside with you on the boots. That's it.
We brought his armor with us, didn't we?
It's in the bag of holding.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So we can get that out.
Right. Where is right? Other than that, right.
You're
Where are
giving
my
me stuff
weapons?
back.
Yeah. Where are my weapons?
I'd literally just give you your bag of holding back. It's all in there.
Take them all, and it's just like, right, follow him and see what we can do. Anybody else know why she's even here?
Not a clue.
Didn't know she was still Ivanov.
Cass, do you know anything?
Other than knowing that both Solla and, well, Clarissa had deigned to come this way, I wouldn't know. I mean, other than they might be attacking the Ludmire Sanctum. That is right, isn't it, Danny?
Yep.
I think that you said
Ludmire's Sanctum, yeah.
Two Cass.
Because that's essentially the large educational facility where Wojciech is, which is was the teacher for both Argyle, Clarissa, and other students.
I suggest we gather ourselves and head there.
That's a good idea. Let's go.
I'll be with you in one moment. Cass is going to run downstairs and grab her bag and get her stuff. And Hera, and I think is going to, seeing that Bian's rather tired and seems to be a bit exhausted, is going to take her down beneath the deck of the ship, and we'll just say, I will watch the ship. You guys go.
Okay.
And I need to double check something to see if it'll help at all. I doubt it will, unless Danny wants to let me have it.
What?
What lay on hands can do.
If you're on about 5 HP to remove like negative effects and poisons and things, then yes.
Yeah, the main thing is.
But what are you trying to treat? Is the question.
5 points. It just it's poison or disease.
It's poison and disease.
Poison and disease, and my ability doesn't get any. 14, I'd get cleansing, so I could do a little bit of. I could remove spells, but no, I don't have any way to assist in removing some of those exhaustion levels on
Persephone.
Yeah.
I will be able to assist with this tomorrow if it is that I can get some dust.
Yes, which actually that is a good point.
Dust.
Allow me to quickly pull up the thingy, Carl, unless Michael wants to beat me to the punch. And just what does 4 levels of exhaustion entail?
5.
I'm on 5. Basically, I'm incapacitated.
I'm going to say, for the sake of the Revivify, you'll be able to take back 1, just so you can be awake and stuff. Because if I remember right, 5 is instant death, isn't it?
No, 6 is instant death.
Yeah.
I will say that you are at least 1 below the death threshold.
That's where I am.
Yeah, 5.
I'm basically...
5 is speed, yeah. So, 1 disadvantage on ability checks, 2 speed is halved, 3 disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, 4 HP max is halved, 5 speed reduced to 0. She cannot move.
For the sake of, I will say that she's at level 4 then, just so, you know. Because it's a because it was a magical trap, and with the Revivify, I will say that you're at least level 4 then, just so you can be mobile, although you are going to have extreme difficulty.
Yeah.
Even D is exhausted.
No, I'm fine now. Have my coffee. You know, back awake.
Quick question. As Cass is like rifling through her bag, where are the diamonds that were in here? I'm guessing you guys have used them, because there's none in here. have we completely ran out?
I wouldn't know that any diamonds have been used out of it, so there should be still diamonds in there.
Nope, they were. You guys took them out and gave them to Deer, if I remember rightly. So, Liam.
Yes, I did a bit of revivifying
Right.
on the
Okay.
party.
We'll have to restock, obviously, to make sure you guys are all okay.
Yes.
I am going to.
Jan's probably got some if it's an emergency.
Yeah.
I'm just going to need access to the party fund, is what I'm trying to get at, because we need diamonds.
Who will
ASAP
get-
if we're about to take on a great threat. Sorry, Evan?
Okay, I will. This is more Michael. Will dig up the funds list so we know what we've got.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Also, whilst I do really want a lovely reunion, it seems like you guys have been, well, like something has been passed around because you're not making 100% sense. So, what is going on?
No, currently, well, it seems Clarissa and Sola are working together to go and attack.
I know that.
Yeah, so we need to go and deal with that. Other than that, we still have issues that we need to deal with Joseph and everything else. At the moment, I just need a
Yes.
task to focus on.
Okay. So,
Is Evan getting dressed while he was talking?
No, my armor is in absolute
I would assume
pieces. It will
so.
take me longer than 10
The
minutes.
problem-
I am literally,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
am literally like, okay, ready to go. Okay, Cass grabs her stuff, comes upstairs, and I'm leading the sprint through the city.
The
at this
problem
point.
is because the way he
10
had
minutes.
his suit tailored, he had like a quick release cord, like what you see on Molly
yeah.
vests in the army and stuff, so that it's pulled and it literally falls to pieces. That cord is what holds it all together. It would take then to put plate armor on normally takes about 10 to 15 minutes with a couple people helping. Realistically, it's going to take probably close to double. So at the moment, Eventine, unless he wants to purposely stop and do it, that's kind of like, it's that balance of what's worth it.
Okay, it will
Would
take,
Boomer's mending spell work?
It's not broken.
Yeah, okay.
It's not broken. It's just disassembled.
Okay, so you know,
Okay.
like, yeah, so all of the little pieces that slot together and everything are just completely popped apart.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't have the thing. I don't even have the time to go downstairs and grab my
old stuff,
my old armor, because that'll still take 10 minutes to put on.
Yeah, it's a problem, is what it is.
Yeah. So if I don't have time to put the armor on, I'm just going charging in with what I've got, which is fucking all.
Don't worry though. We're going to be okay.
Oh, I know we are.
Good. So, like I say, lovely reunion later. Let's go and search for Solla and, well, Clarissa, because they seem to be attached at the moment.
Yes, very much. And
Blood
with that
Mire
kind of
Sanctum?
Yep. To the
Sorry?
Sanctum. Yep, to the Sanctum. I was about to say, other than that, he is very much just leading the charge to go after them now.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys getting yourselves ready, I'd say it probably takes all in probably 5 minutes, maybe at absolute most. Can all of you make dexterity saving throws?
Okay, whoever's within reach of me gets an extra +3.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Cass would be very close to Evan right now because he died. That's a 10.
I'll get +3 on mine. So
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Probably, yeah.
Is that so? Yeah, 10's including the +3. Okay.
Yeah. So 7 plus 3.
Okay, so Stephanie succeeds, Greytail succeeds, and Evan also succeeds. Boomer, Helra, and Dia, you will get thrown to the.
It's not Helra, sorry, it's Cass.
Yeah, it's because I read it. That's all. You all get thrown to the floor rather violently, as what it is, you all feel the floor tremble for a moment, as what feels like an earthquake is happening, and you hear a loud explosion and a flash of bright light emanating from the east.
I'd ask Day quick, like, can you see what's going on?
May I have a look?
He says earthquake, question mark.
Can I go to the side of the boat and try and see if what has just happened? Because you said it's to the east, so my attention's
Yes,
that way.
yes, no, you certainly may. By all means, make a roll.
I assume this is perception.
Indeed it is. How would you? How smart are you?
Oh, I
I rolled 29 worth of smart. Thank you very much.
Not bad, not bad. That's not bad.
That's a 16 on the die. 29.
What you see is you see like a streak of fire and light and cloud and smoke that is just streaked from the sky to the floor over in the east, and you can't actually see that far because it looks like it's probably not hundreds of miles, but it's probably like 10 to 50 miles away, you'd probably guess. It's decently far. And you just see like this kind of bright light. Despite this being afternoon and noon, you can just see like light in the distance, just creating like it's almost if you're looking at a sun over the horizon.
Huh. Can I... Oh, we haven't got time for this, have we?
No.
We need to come back to this later. Can I quickly, and I mean as fast as I possibly can, just mark the general area on my map that I assume is still in my bag, unless you guys have purloined it, and can I have my map back?
No, we've not done that.
Just
Thank you.
allow me to put you guys here for a moment. I literally mean, I'm just going to do it with orange.
Here.
It's like right there. Probably closer. It's just, yeah, probably more like there. It's not far at all. It's just on the outside of the town.
Right, okay. I'll put a quick dot there, if that makes sense. Just,
Yeah.
we need to go there later, or maybe tomorrow, or sometime. But first, let's go.
Yes,
That's my sanctum?
Yep.
Just a quick one. Probably need a history track. Was this the direction where that tower was?
Oh no, the tower's here. The one in the ocean's there.
Yes, no.
No, it's
yeah. It seems whatever's just fell from the sky is like it's close.
Secondary problem. Let's go.
Yeah.
I will take off the ship, and I'm going to, as soon as we start taking off into the center of town, I'm keeping my eyes out, trying to see if I can spot hide or hear of Argyle, Carissa, or Solla, if that is okay.
And this is heading towards the sanctum, yes?
Yep.
The sanctum, yeah, from the docks.
Allow me to put you guys back. You make your way quickly, and obviously Argyle's had very much of a head start, so and realistically, given the time, if he was going to the sanctum, he would be there by now. You guys don't hear anything going to. You guys don't see or hear anything outside. You make your way in, and
What did my servant, though? Because I sent my servant after him.
Yeah, but do you have any means of communicating with your servant?
No, but he would have come back as soon as you knew where he was going. And
So
your
we
entries and that.
Probably about a minute or so outside the sanctum, it probably comes back to us.
Yeah,
then.
probably about when you get halfway there, it's coming back, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you would be told that Argyle raced into the sanctum and down one of the hallways to one of the small auditoriums. One where you met before. The second time you went when you had the map of the facility.
Yep, heading straight to... So yeah, running in and
Yep.
heading that way.
Well, let's follow his path then. Come on, guys.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, approaching the sanctum, the one thing you do notice is the guards are still out front like normal and things like that, but the receptionist that you guys met before, that was on the table in front with the waiting room, unfortunately, is not present. You know from the where Unseen 7 that they went down the left corridor, the same one that you guys have been down before, but the receptionist is missing.
Well, go that way.
You guys head down the corridor,
Mm-hmm.
and you, starting with Cass, then Deer, and then other more perceptive people, you start to hear raised voices, and two in particular. You hear one of a female Fawn, not Fern. Fern's a different character altogether, and also a plant. And then the other of a familiar male Leonin. And you can hear the back and forth, and it's accusations from Clarissa as you guys are making your way down there of why did you bother coming now? You betrayed me and left me behind in that place. And Argyle's like, no, I never left you behind. Tried to escape with you, but something happened. And there's a lot of back and forth, very loud, very aggressive shouting.
Also, on our way through here, can I just keep an eye out just in case, because we can hear their voices, but we can't hear Solla. Can I just make sure she's not like hiding in a room or hidden in a corner somewhere, if that's okay? Just to keep an eye out, because we can't hear her at this moment.
Make a rolling perception check. So just make one perception check, and this will be as you guys make the approach.
Okay. I just got a sneaking suspicion. She's behind us. Another 29.
Jesus. We've missed you.
Have you?
Yeah.
We've missed being able to see
Your high numbers. Yeah.
The one thing you do note, you don't see a stray Solla in the corridors as you're going down, but eventually you guys will all quickly rush to the classroom with the door that's open. And
But as we get into the door, I kind of just put my hand up and kind of just slow everyone down as we approach.
Yeah, so that they can't hear our footsteps.
Yeah, slow us into a stealth at the door.
Okay, you'll make stealth checks then.
I don't have disadvantage.
Hey.
For the first time
You will
in the
also have
whole
no AC.
Yes.
Let's say, yes, I have a 10 AC, but I also have no disadvantage on stealth.
God damn.
And it's
Bear with me,
rolled
'cause
me
I
with
think
thingy
I do.
anyway, 15.
Yeah, we always take the left
Mhm.
one anyway, it's fine.
Yeah. Finally, it sets me up that I have heavy armor on and goes,
Wait a second, sorry.
Ooh.
Oh, you casting pass without a trace, dear, got it.
even better.
So as you guys all start to slow down and stealth, and then very quickly, dear throws up the pass without a trace. Hold on. Holding. Me mic's not working. We know. Holding some more. Hold.
Oh, there we go.
Hey!
I've got
Yeah.
the mute thing on the top of it.
Wanker!
It was the mute on the microphone, not mute on Discord.
Yeah.
Liam did a Liam.
Liam did very much a Liam.
Liam always does a Liam.
But yeah, cast passive without trace.
We figured.
So, you turn and you like all get to the edge of the door, and like a couple of you near the front all peeking. What one person's near the front? Because like I'm not going to allow it to be like comic book style, where like there's layers of heads, just like everyone peeking around the door.
Oh.
I would probably say I'm leading the way. I would probably think Greytail would be.
Uh,
Cass
the
would
front.
probably
Would
be
you
behind
mind-
me. Sorry, yeah, I can step thingy, but I'm imagining if we first get there, like myself and Greytail are probably at the front, with
Yeah.
Cass like right behind.
yeah, I need to be able to see and hear, if that's okay, to be able to get to them.
I'll let you pass.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm going to put the servant on watch out duty.
But what you see...
Uh,
oh,
No, I was just going to say, can we keep the servant back away from the door a little bit, please, Boomer?
Yeah, that's fine. It's going to be with us.
I will whisper
It's
that
gonna-
under my voice.
I think it's watching the corridor behind us, is what he was saying.
Yeah, it's going
Oh,
to
Is
be
it-
with us in the way.
Is it an invisible one or is it a mechanical one?
No, it's
Invisible.
No, no, it's not. It's not unseen servant. It is.
Oh, I thought it was unseen servant. Ah,
No.
my bad.
No, it's a artificer servant.
But as you turn and look into the classroom, you see 4 figures, sorry. 4. Amazing, it's bigger than 3. You see Argyle, who's currently grasped Clarissa by the tops of her arms, like holding them at her sides, and like he's shouting at her and she's shouting back at him, and they're like almost about to like rip each other's faces off. Like it's quite venomous and aggressive with each other. And you can see stood to the side of the room is Wojciech, who looks a bit disheveled and a bit panicked, is probably a way I'd explain it. And next to him, stood extremely close, is a familiar person in Solla. She's not saying anything. And, like I said, I have artwork done, so allow me to drag it in. That is not how I want to drag it in. I will show them off, because I said I would. Because finally we have Solla art. It's really nice, actually. I like it. It's also
we have a
gone.
face, so we know.
It is.
Oh, nice. We now have a face. We know what it looks like before we caved it in.
Ooh.
So this is Solla Stranzia, and you can see the iron stone that's just gently drifting around. You can see like a small tattoo that's a new addition that you can see just on it. Fuck off! Come on, where's the little triangle beard? Come on, who's doing it? You forgot a bit. For fuck's sake.
The little triangle soul patch.
There you go.
Right.
And a monocle.
Oh no, you need an eye patch.
But I'll show at the end of the stream who did these, because, like I said, the turnaround was really quick. And these cost, I think it was $10 each, and I had 2 of them done. Which I think,
Nice.
for the quick turnaround and the quality, is amazing. That's an eye patch, not a monocle.
Well, yeah, people have just said an eye patch with evil thing, but yeah. No, okay.
And you
Very
can
funny, guys. I do admit, but Danny did just pay a lot of money for this, so let him show us off a bit.
I was gonna say I've got a Joseph on, but I won't show that until he turns up, if he turns up. But no, as you can see, she stood like almost shoulder to shoulder with Wojciech, and she's currently with that shit-eating grin that she's always seemingly got, just kind of watching this exchange between the two of them and kind of nodding along with Clarissa, like in agreement, like not saying anything. This is all non-verbal. As Clarissa's saying how you and that party left us behind to rot in that jail. The things they did to us, don't you forget that what it felt like to have them hurt us like they did? And Argyle's arguing back, we didn't want to leave you. They tried to come back. And you can see he's struggling with the understanding himself, because it's not his original belief. But it seems things just happened, and we can't be beholden to that. Tried to take you with me, I promise, but things just happened. I don't know what. We activated the portal, and some magic happened. The man released a burst of cold energies, and I thought you came out with me. We landed here, and Wojciech will go, look, I saw when Argyle come in, and Solla will kind of leave them be. Let them figure it out themselves. And then you can carry on doing what you were meant to be doing for her, yes? And you'll kind of be stifled and stopped before
What did she say?
You need to carry on with what you were doing, what we came here for.
To Wojciech.
To Wojciech, yes.
He needs to carry on.
Yes, and you'll see him walk over to a desk, and you can see there's like a few bits of papers and stuff. Just, alright, let's just not do anything rash, yes? And this is Wojciech, as he goes over and he pulls out a quill and starts writing on some parchment with Solla, like, just not stood right next to him, but just kind of looking over his shoulder a little bit.
Okay, how far is Sola away from the door?
I would probably say about 15 feet, because visually, okay, so looking into the doorway, you've got Clarissa and Argyle that are stood probably 6, 7-ish feet from you guys arguing. Then a couple feet away from them is a table that's lengthways to you guys, and then they're the other side of that table. So probably 15 foot at max, maybe. It's relatively close. This isn't a big, like, grand auditorium, like, where the lecture... This is one of the smaller ones. It probably houses, like, 40, 50 students at most. Is there anything you guys wish to do as this is continuing?
Kind of look over and kind of look towards the group. I'm presuming, given my death and everything that happened, my connection to the spell, even though it technically was nothing, my connection to the spell is now broken.
Technically, yes, because you were rendered, quote marks, incapacitated.
True, but it's one of those things that I wasn't a concentration and stuff like you can go down and not lose.
Well, actually, no, because
spells.
How does the wording of the spell work, if you don't mind, because I don't know it too well. I'll go based off how I read it from the wording.
It is 50.
Yeah, because I know it's in like Tasha's or something, isn't it? It's one of the ones.
It's Player's Handbook.
Oh, what's it called? Not quickly.
Rary's telepathic bond.
Thank you.
You forge a telepathic link with up to 8 willing creatures of your choice within range, psychically linking each creature to all others for the duration. Intelligence of 2 or less aren't affected by the spell. Until the spell ends, targets can communicate telepathically through the bond.
Does it mention anything about being rendered incapacitated, like breaks it?
Nope, nothing at all.
Then I would say that obviously it would have broken the connection when you went down, but when you got back up, it probably would have re-established. I would say for the sake of flavour, it would have took a few minutes to reconnect sort of thing, but I would say at this point, yeah, you're probably back in the little system you guys have got. So
yeah, probably.
Obviously, Cass is outside that link, but everyone else is in.
Yeah, we've probably got about.
It's an hour long. You guys spent about half an hour in the facility. Another 10, 15. I'd say at most
probably about 10 minutes. Probably getting to the back here.
Yeah, but including the small conversation, about 15 minutes. So you've got about 15 minutes left, I would say.
Okay, I kind of just look back towards...
And I'll assume, you don't have to whisper or specifically say, I'll assume it's done in telepathicness, unless stated otherwise. Just bear in mind, Cass can't communicate in that way.
Okay, it's one of those... Right. I kind of look towards Cass and just kind of tap my head for a moment to just kind of go like, it's mental talk. And then communicate to...
She'll nod. Understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm not voicing it. It's just, this is just more or less how the argument is playing out between the two and certain other bits and bobs that are happening in the room. Mm-hmm. How the conversations are leaning and things like this. As I'll quickly say this bit and then I'll allow you to carry on what you guys were going to say in communication. As Clarissa explains, look, you could have been the one to help me, but you didn't. And she did. She got me out of that place. If you mean it, if you mean what you're saying so much, then why don't you come with us? The three of us can go and continue what we were doing. And Argyle, kind of just almost shocked at the proposal, just kind of takes lets Clarissa go and visibly takes a step back. You can't be joking, right? Do you realise I will never go with them? No. And that natural 20 was his kind of how well he takes it or doesn't.
Well, is able to resist it. So
as it's not a spell or anything. It's just more the persuasions and insights as going back and forth. As Clarissa is on the mindset of, look, okay, then come with me if you want to make it up so bad.
I'm kind of like, Right, Greytail, would you be able to get in and deal with Solla pretty damn quick?
Yep.
Right.
Stuns.
Mm-hmm. So you get in, deal with her as quick as I can. I will kind of go into Wojciech. If he tries anything, be prepared to put him down as well. I need to double check something of mine. Where is... There it is.
Oh, boom, boom.
Not at the moment. We just need to get them under control as quick as we can. If you've got any way of getting Clarissa to at least not be a threat for the moment, that would be good. I'm just checking what I have.
Yeah, please do.
Because I don't really keep track on too much on my paladin spells, because I just keep them as smites. But I do have.
Well, that is your spell. It's just smite.
Mm-hmm. It is, however, I do have something that might be a little bit useful. I can try and if people start getting out of hand, I can try and control them. I can try and hold them down a little bit. So I can. The best thing we can do at the moment is just be ready to go in, deal with Solla, and try and reason with Clarissa. Cass, I kind of at this point I kind of turn. Cass, would you have anything prepared for what you've got that could possibly remove control over her?
Over Carissa?
Yes, if it's any kind of mental control.
I mean, I can have a root around in there and see if I can snap it. I don't have anything specifically. Remember, I was trapped in a library until today.
True. I was thinking you would still have something a little bit prepared, given you knew we were coming today.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What are you on about exactly? Because it sounds like you want me to do something that costs stuff. Anyway, I've really missed this.
So have I. Right. I think the best thing we can do is everyone just be ready to go in. If she tries to do anything, we stop her from. The primary target is stopping Solla from going.
And as you guys continuing your conversation,
Yeah.
whatever Wojciech was writing, he finishes, takes it, rolls it, wraps it in a bit of cord, and just hands it to.
Okay, as we see he's handing it over, it's now go.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't have
Yeah,
a battle map
in-
for this, so this will be theater of the mind. But that's should be fine. As you guys, do you go in with an immediate start to combat, or is it just kind of a show of presence? Because do I need to bring up the initiative?
It will be
Well-
basically.
Probably. It's going to be in punch
Yeah,
stun.
no, it is in
Okay,
go.
that's
Deal
absolutely
with Solla.
fine. That's absolutely fine. So allow me to just require you all to roll initiatives. I'm going to roll with disadvantage for with all of the NPCs, just because they were taken by surprise.
Well, it's still you can roll normally, but yeah, it's one of the full turn. So, but yeah, I need to click initiative. Yeah, we'll need to drag people onto the map so we can at least get the
Yes,
tokens in.
please, if you don't mind. Right, so had der jetzt had der Wojciech gets one. Shit. And then Argyle and Larissa, they get numbers that I don't know, so give me a second to double look. Who the fuck is you? Actually, where are they? I have. Bear with me, guys. I have lost Argyle and Clarissa. There we go.
You had this problem last time.
Fuck's sake. Ah, they're not filled in. Okay, I'm just gonna roll just flat d20s for them.
Yeah, I would imagine. I don't know about Argyle's thing. I would have imagined Clarissa's is something like a +2.
Yeah.
Just from the general knowledge of the character, but
It's better to not do it,
Mm.
if that makes sense, because of the fact that you could be getting their stats completely wrong and it's not really fair on them.
I know,
Who wants
but
to-
I'll just put a +2 on both of them for now, just so they are on the board at least.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. So, the top of the list, Persephone, as you rush behind people and through, you're first, surprisingly.
I'm going to. Oh God, this is terrible.
I was going to say, being the shit state you are, having to go first sucks. Actually,
I'm not going to go first. I'm just going to stealth and
Okay.
stay back
Yeah,
because I am fucked.
fair.
On my
That's fair.
yeah. So you've got a 29 stealth.
Yeah.
Right, so, moving on.
I love that you have a stealth roll that is so. Actually, no, that's not thingy. That's even with a nat 1. That's reliable talent gone up to.
I'm going to roll just a d20 to see how insightful Argyle is.
That is not. Yeah, insight from Argyle.
Okay,
But
because it's alright, he had one of two things that I was going to make him do. But he's going to go with the worst one, because 4, or at least potentially worse. He's going to, as he's seen you guys charge in, he's going to throw himself in front of Clarissa and just make a plead to you. Please, no, we don't have to do this. I've got this under control. Just leave it be, please. And we'll kind of implore you all to... No, just let me deal with it. He kind of puts his right arm in front of Clarissa and he's blocking her from you guys. And that's what he's going to spend his turn doing, because... Evan?
okay, given the fact that was different. You two always needed this confrontation. You're not it's not our problem. And I will cast Hold Person.
On...
I'm going for... I'm definitely going for Solla.
Okay. Oh, you're thinking of upcasting it?
Yeah, I'm thinking of upcasting it. It's just... I'm just going... Okay, no, I'm going to go for a second level one at the moment, and I'm just going for Solla.
Okay. And that is a... what kind of save?
Hold Person is... I've got the thing, and then I never
I
bothered.
believe it's wisdom, but I'd just
What
like you to
long
double
have
check.
you've been playing, Evan?
To be fair,
how
I-
many times has Evan cast a spell that's not a smite?
to be fair, I believe this is the first time I'm casting Hold Person as well, so, you know.
Yes. So I'd say first, that's what my check earlier was just to even check if I got it on my list. Yes, it's a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie. 15?
16. Yes.
Nice. Nah, that's gonna go.
Goes through. She's held.
She doesn't have
Solid
she doesn't have
health.
she has resistance to magical effects, but she doesn't have any legendary resistances. No, it goes through. She's good, but she's not that good. So as you rush in and you just see Argyle throw himself in front of Clarissa, expecting you guys to attack her and everyone in the room. You kind of just throw out your hands into like a grasped and clasped manner, and like your fingers are clenched, and you just see like little glints of arcane heather just wrap around Solla as she stood next to Wojciech, because she's looked up and like her eyes narrow slightly, you guys, and her arms just kind of just lock in place as she goes to manipulate herself, and she's currently held.
We'll deal with the cause of the problem. You deal with the symptoms. And yeah, I'm kind of just stepping into the room at this point.
Yeah, with your movement, you have the ability to move right up to Solla. Like I said, she was only about
Yeah.
15 foot from you anyway.
Yeah, I'm moving up, and it's just like I've got a held. I've got me.
Argyle's not going to take an attack of opportunity because he's
Yeah.
kind of waiting to see what you guys do.
Yeah, I'm not going for Clarissa at all. I'm moving through. So check. I suggest you stand aside and be ready to explain exactly what they want or are after. Please let me know that you are not with them.
And he'll put down the scroll, and he didn't have time to fully wrap it up. He just kind of puts it on the desk, and it kind of semi-unfurls a little bit, and he'll take a couple steps away from Solla, and you kind of almost see that, oh fuck, thank God, you know what I mean? Like there's a breath of relief seeing someone's here to do something.
Mm-hmm. I am, as I'm moving over and he kind of puts it down, I am moving it off the desk and I'm putting my foot on it.
Okay.
I am putting it so it is out of, if she gets out of this, makes a grab for it and tries to teleport out, it's going to take a lot of effort to try and grab this.
Okay. Make a actually now I'll say you'll notice as you kind of swash it onto the floor and like put your foot on it, Clarissa will shout like up at you, like from, what the hell do you think you're doing? That's mine. And moving on, Greytail.
Quick telepathy to Evan. Will hitting her break the spell?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Worse than that for her.
You have advantage because she's paralyzed.
I think it's more than that. If she's paralyzed, I think every attack within thingy is
critical.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I will double check. I believe you're right though.
Paralyzed. Any attack hit.
It's auto crit.
It's also crit.
If it hits, it's an auto crit.
Just need to.
Yeah, it
hold. Is. Yep, paralyzed. Yep, every hit within every melee attack within 5 feet, auto crit if it hits.
That hit. It has to hit though. Just as a thing. Like, if you get 2 natural ones.
Well, allow me to be the bearer of bad news. A 23 does hit. As she will take another 8 on top of that. She'll take 23 points of damage as you just run in and just, like, running gut punch her. And she can't move because she's paralyzed, but if she could, she probably would, like, double over that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, she's not very big, she's not very tall, she's just a pretty petite girl. Like, she's not even that old. As you just run in and just lay a fist clean in the stomach. Are you doing another one?
Yep. 27.
Yeah, definitely hits as well, with another 8 on top of that, so that's another 21 points of damage.
Flurry of blows.
Shit. Oh, it's a crit. A wasted crit. Dear. A wasted crit. That's got to be another 2 on top of that, because your crit ain't set right. So that's 22 more. Yeah, she's extremely hurt.
What is going on? When I don't need them.
Isn't that one too many hits?
No, he flurry of blowed. He's got 2 attacks, and then as a bonus action, normally he gets 1, but because he was key pointed to flurry of blows, he gets 2 as a bonus action.
And
what was throwing me off is the advantage at the top, because he's rolled twice separately, and then advantage from them. That's what throwed me off. Sorry.
But yeah, no. She is extremely fucking hurt. As you just
did Did you stunning strike any of those, by the way?
I didn't bother.
He didn't bother.
Yeah.
I think that's it, mate.
Yeah.
He didn't bother.
Yeah. No.
Well, she's
But-
held.
As you
She's
run in
held,
though,
but
and
she breaks. Yeah.
If she
doesn't-
breaks.
if she's stunned, she doesn't really even get the chance to break.
Okay.
So
but no, at the end
It
of
was-
your turn, it's going to become Solla's turn as she spends her time, and you can kind of see like a couple of tears stream down the eyes as like she's winded severely, as like that fucking hurts, and she can't grab her stomach or anything. So like that's about all she can do reaction wise. As like, you know, when you someone like you get hit like someone really fucking sensitive, like lets a couple of tears just like fuck. As now she ends her turn and then makes another wisdom save, which she does save with a 25.
which is why I wanted her stunned.
Yeah, but she's got to survive what's left.
I know, but
As her body that was kind of being held, as it lets go, she almost falls to the floor because like it was almost the magic was holding her up at that point. Do you know what I mean? With the paralysis, and she kind of catches herself and lets out a couple coughs and stuff, and just takes a deep breath in and just gathers herself and immediately grabs a small focus that's on her belt, and that's all she can do.
Yeah, Dia's not in the turn order.
Hmm?
Dia's
Dia
not in the turn order.
didn't put himself in.
Ah, well, what did you roll him?
It was a 10.
Well, do you want to re-roll it? And I'll
It's
let
gonna
you
work
go. I'll let you go after Clarissa because you fucked it. So is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much 10.
There we go.
Yeah.
So let me quickly just go back through these. Clarissa, like immediately reactive to what you've done, Evan.
Well, no. Surprise round.
Oh no, I said, are you making a presence or are we just going into initiative? I didn't say. I said they were going to be surprised. They were going to have disadvantage on their initiative. That's all I
Okay.
said.
Okay, I thought they were surprised and we had the full.
Poor choice of words. All I mentioned was like initiative based. That was all.
Okay.
But Clarissa is going to attempt to shove you. She's gonna like peel from because Argyle's got his back to her and facing the door because only two of you have gone past at this point. The majority is like so, and she runs round the desk with like between the desk and the wall, runs round the desk towards you and just goes to shove you off. What you're stood on the scroll. I'm gonna need you to make a strength check or a dex check, either or.
So it's an athletics or acrobatics, yeah?
Yes,
Be an
because it's
athletics.
either do you want to dodge or do you want to stand your ground. Okay. She kind of like as her hands hit your like side, they kind of like spread and split, and she kind of like bonks her fucking nose off like your shoulder. As like rather than her hands holding firm and pushing you, have kind of like her grip got pushed and split aside. And she's just run into you, and like she couldn't fucking move you if she tried. Even without the armor, you're still a big and heavy person.
Mm-hmm.
And she will attempt to and what it is after shoving you and that's failing, more flavor, she's going to grab at the paper and attempt to try and rip it from under your feet. It doesn't rip yet, but it might, depending. Let's see, here it is now your turn.
Can I go up to the person and give him a little bonk with my not a bonk, but have a go with my tentacles, please.
Yes. So as Greytail stood in front and has just laid a flurry of attacks, like all in the sternum and the chest, like couple high, couple low, maybe one on the side for good luck, and then just what she sees from her perspective is as she's looking towards Grey and trying to look around to see what's happening, she just sees these lashing tentacles just reach round and just grab out at her and just try and slash her. Make attacks.
Okay, I'm gonna say about 10 foot away to do this.
Yep.
Yes.
Literally just you stepped through the door and I'll reach and kind
He
of just
stood
like
kind of by Argyle, kind of. A 13 will hit.
Oh.
She's a
So
wizard.
let's roll-
She didn't have
Yeah.
mage armor up. That's good.
No, she didn't.
Let's quickly roll the other two
She
for
didn't
the
feel the need.
damages.
She didn't feel the need because it was void check. All 3
Oh,
hit,
look. Oh, all 3 hits.
Yep.
which I
She gets
believe
the
she becomes
full she gets the
restrained.
full tentacle rod experience.
Let's do the. That's the 12 damages.
She's
and get hit.
extremely wounded at this point.
Now
And
Constitution saving throw.
yes, you certainly may get one of those, as it is. It wasn't meant to be with advantage. 19.
That's a pass.
So she manages to hold on, but she's looking extremely, extremely wounded. As your turn comes to a close, Boomer.
Unless he got a bonus action he wished to do.
Yes, my bad, Liam.
I'm gonna throw my four square into this little area here.
Didn't you use that earlier today?
Although, why am I doing a square? I don't think I've got limits to how many times I can use it.
Okay.
I'll quickly
So-
double check.
Seems like most abilities are short or long rest. So it might be worth just double checking.
No, I
with that.
can't. Oh, how long has it been since you come back?
About
From the,
15
It's been like
minutes.
An hour.
15 minutes. Yeah, I can do it then.
Oh, since
My,
we set off.
since we come back from the what do you
Base.
call it? The
The facility.
From the
where we got
base.
Cass. Yeah.
Yeah.
About 15 minutes. That is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my symbolic entity's still up, so I can do it.
Okay. So it's not as if you're recasting it. You're just reactivating what's already active.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. As long as my symbolic entity's up, it is one of the things I can do with it.
Okay. So what happens?
So I'll just launch a 10-foot cube of spores around her, and then they'll stay around until her turn starts. That's where the
Yeah, it also covers Evan, Wojciech, and Greytail as well.
yeah, the around her.
It's not
Oh.
big. This place is very
think-
small. Like I said,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
almost across the room entirely is 20 foot at most. Like wall to
Okay.
wall.
I'm not going to do that then.
I was going to
Unless
say, because
I'm
if it's, unless you can specify not to target certain people, they are going to be in the effect.
Yeah, I'll just definitely another turn. Not going to do that.
Actually, Clarissa would have also been in there now because she's moved.
Yeah.
Okay. But Boomer, it is now to you.
Yeah, I'll step inside. I'll get the popper box out.
Okay.
The godly pepper box.
Yeah. This is for
Yeah.
penalty, bitch.
Jesus.
Yeah. I know fire.
Roll to hit. I can't wait for this natural one. Never mind.
No.
No.
That was a natural 3.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that hits. And as simple as that, the tentacles lashing, you just level the weapon in her direction and fire, and it just hits her clean in the face. And she just falls back. She's done. Like, there's not much more I can say to that.
Jesus.
About to say, any of us else may have pulled the punch to see if we got some information.
Mm-hmm.
Boomer being the one to get the final
mean,
shot.
You
makes
can
full
always
sense for
revivify.
it.
You can always
Yeah.
revivify.
No.
Oh,
no.
it was. Boom
Oh, yeah.
wanted you then. Sweet.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, no. The fact is, yeah, anybody else may have pulled the punch to try and interrogate and get some information, but you being the one to get the final kill, the final shot on her,
Yeah.
for just
No, she's done. Like, it don't take more than that. Yeah, she falls.
I'm imagining that being a full. You walk into the room like the barrel of the gun against the front of her face, like Matrix dodge this moment.
Yeah. The splatter brains out.
There you go. I've put the red X because it's not a token, so I can't do it normally.
Yeah. What I'll do after, I'll move straight
Okay,
up to her body.
Just put the rest of them.
Boomer,
Empty the clip.
I will step in at this point because I'm still in the corridor. Everyone else
I'm
is
gonna
stepping off
gonna
into the room.
temporarily suspend initiative because Clarissa kind of just freezes, and he's looking at Solla and like he's still holding onto the paper and just like kind of everyone like that is not you guys is kind of in like a state of shock.
Yeah. No, Boomer's
See,
just going
everybody-
to.
No, don't do anything to that body. I need it.
No, Boomer's going to search the body.
Oh well.
It-
Yeah,
it's
go
an
ahead. But
yeah.
yeah, as long as it's an investigation, and you're not about to mutilate it.
No, not yet.
And then Cass will
you did.
turn. No, you're not going to stop it. I can see you guys have been running riotous whilst I've not been here. We're going to get some rules back in again. I can see you haven't been washing your hands. Hello, Clarissa and Argyle. It's good to see you both.
Clarissa doesn't even acknowledge you, and he's kind of in a state of shock. And Argyle just kind of. So you did manage to find her then? Oh wait, no, he was
Argyle
there.
teleported
Shut
out
up!
with
Shut
her.
up! Shut up!
Yeah.
Shut up! That was Danny. It's appreciated that you've all turned up.
Would you mind, Doctor, if I was to just, if Clarissa is still seeming a little brainwashed, if I can jump in and see if I can tidy up the mess, if that makes sense.
I suppose that's entirely up to you to decide.
While this is happening, I'm guessing that Clarissa is kind of just kind of like.
Well, at this point, Clarissa will let go of the paper.
Yeah.
And
I was
go
kind of-
over
yeah.
to Solla.
Kind of, it was one of those like she's kind of insentient at the moment, so I was kind of going to just reach down if she wasn't and just move her hands off the paper. But if she moves over to Solla,
Yeah.
I'm ready
I
to
will
stop her if she
follow
starts
with her.
casting a spell.
Yeah, can you stop her if she's going to do anything? Clarissa, dear, would you mind if I borrowed you for 1 second?
As you say this, and for the second time, like she kind of like half twitches the second time as if she's actually heard you. What the hell have you all done? Murderers! Leave! Get out of here! You've done enough!
I would like to cast Dispel Magic on whatever brain fuckery enchantment spell that is on Clarissa to try and
If-
stop it.
if there is one.
If there is some sort of spell that's enacting it, because at the end of the day, Clarissa wouldn't be that stupid to realise, oh, the bad guys that were hunting us down and did all this, oh, suddenly they're the good guys. You know, there's got to be something. So I would
There-
like to cast Dispel Magic. If I need to do a roll, let me know. Would you like me to post the spell?
There is no effect.
Okay. Second option.
And she'll kind of like half pick Solar up, like you know, like
Oh, no, before she goes to her, I'm going to, if it's okay, Danny,
mhm.
is I'm going to reach and look directly into her eyes, and I'm going to use my channel divinity to try and get inside her brain. Going full in.
Okay,
I'll post it.
please.
So basically,
Wisdom
it's
save.
using my channel. Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. I know she had a 20 in wisdom at least, and with proficiency, and given the level she is. That.
Yeah, she saves.
And she'll kind of, as you like get right in her face to like look in her eyes, she kind of pushes you back in a way.
Clarissa, don't be stupid. You're an intelligent person. You must know that at the moment, if you continue to fight against us and continue to go down this route of believing that Solla was your savior, it's only going to end up in heartbreak. We are trying to help you. Listen to us. She was manipulating you, using you as her own little pet to do what she needed you to. She understood you had connections to Mr. Volchek. Volchek? I do apologise. I've never met you before.
Wojciech.
She,
Hang on,
Wojciech, that was
I'll
it.
pronounce. I'll put the.
No,
That's
yeah,
the
phonetics, would
that's
ya?
the phonetics.
yeah.
Wojciech.
it was very much Cass had never met or even heard of.
No,
these
I
guys.
know, but I think that was more of a
It's
Rose
only
thing.
what I've heard from you guys speaking, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. But
I figured it
I
was
was
more-
using my.
It's alright, I assumed it was a Rose pronunciation issue, not a Cass.
It was a Rose pronunciation issue that I melded into RP because
Fair
that's
enough.
who I am.
Yeah, it's a Polish name, that's all.
No, I understand completely. She knew that you had connections to Wojciech. Not only that, but connections to the rest of the party. She used you.
She brought me here to get me my graduation paperwork.
Can I cast Detect Thoughts on Calissa?
Certainly may.
Evan,
Is this a wisdom save?
Okay. It's another save on the Detect Thoughts. She's currently mentally blocking people off at this point. She's very closed off and guarded as she's... Because she's not outwardly aggressive to any of you, but she's very backed into a corner, defensive almost. But go on, Cass, as she's just shouted this back at you.
Evan, can we see those papers?
That's what I'm literally. Whilst this has been going on, I've kind of slid them around, slid it around the desk a little bit, reached down and grabbed the paper, and I am just reading what it is currently.
It's a lot more exuberanted and fleshed out, but the title does read Certificate of Achievement and Graduation. It's at least what she said is correct. And it's signed what you see at the bottom where the ink is slightly mushed a little bit. It was signed by Wojciech to Clarissa.
Why are they holding you hostage, Wojciech, over graduation papers?
She came here with Solla and made me. She wanted to finish what she started, as it was, and wanted to be acknowledged for the work that she did and has done. I didn't want to, as things were not complete and things were not ready, but she was insistent, and given
No.
everything.
It's just more manipulation. Like, Sola captured you two in order to basically suck your magical energy out of you on a daily basis to siphon off the core of your magic.
No, you left us all there to be caught. And then we were being hurt for ages, and then Argyle left me when we tried to break out. I thought you were all my friends. I shared
We
my
are your
tea and the food with you.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you because at the moment I personally believe that as soon as you start to argue with crazy, you become it yourself. So you can continue that, and I am going to deal with Sola. So I'll let Great Owl. Would you mind just making sure she doesn't do
I
any
will.
horrible maneuvers? Thank you. Evan.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
And I am going to reach down to Sola. If you guys wouldn't mind, I'm going to do a little bit of magic. You've seen it before. I'm not going to burn her body.
Before you do that,
Yeah.
can I just search the body for...
Yeah, search the body.
Yes, because that is...
You would have been searching while this has all happened.
Yeah.
If nothing else, make sure you grab the stone, because I'm pretty sure that's fucking obvious to spot.
Yeah. Anything spell casting.
Well, obviously, the most obvious thing is the Iron Stone that has since fallen and clinked to the floor. The purple in coloration Iron Stone. You can see that she had in her hands an arcane focus, and there's a pouch with about 10 gold worth of coin. About 5 gold pieces, and then the rest is mix of mostly silver with some copper. You can see what looks like a sending stone and a few crystals. Similar crystals to the ones you've looted off other people before.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's about it at the moment. Just make a quick Arcana check for me.
Would I be able to assist him because I'm standing right next to him, or is this all
This is-
happening?
this
Oh, he
is-
doesn't even need it.
This is him looking over the crystals to see if he can gauge what they are.
Mhm.
So allow me to put in the chat. Just let me find the level of the other one because I've written the spell, the class down. Hang on. So there's 2 level 1 cleric crystals and a sorcerer at level 3 that you can see, along with the arcane focus, the gold, and the iron stone.
Good. Yeah, I'll just put all this in the bag of holding for the time being. Just so
Okay.
it's out of the way.
So, Cass, what are you doing? You have a spell in mind, I assume.
Yes. First of all, can I check she's dead as
Oh.
I get closer to her?
The hole in her fucking face says it.
The hole. I'm guessing the hole in a bit of her
It's like
forehead,
just
but
below
between-
the left cheekbone. There is like a bullet hole. Yeah,
Cool. So she still has a mouth, right?
Yes.
Cool. I would like to cast as I kind of like. So Cass will kind of like grab her like lower jawline and kind of the back of her head and lift her up slightly. And I'm going to cast as I do that. Speak with dead.
Okay.
So basically, I get 5 questions.
Yeah.
And we go from there. It is a bit optional, so that they can
Oh,
be
yeah.
like
Oh, no,
cryptic or
okay.
repetitive and stuff like that. But it's worth a try. She's already dead. Like I
Yeah.
could have done more if she hadn't been murdered. But
Got it.
Yeah. I'm about to say there is
dead.
one part about this spell that I was already very.
It's one
cautious
thing
about
I
when
was
you cast.
double checking as well. But we'll see how it works
What
out.
do you mean?
We'll
The
see.
corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if it recognizes you as an enemy.
Oh no, we get that completely. I understand that.
But-
But literally, you guys murders her. I had no other option. This at least gives us some idea or something.
But as the corpse lays lifeless and you burn a small piece of incense, and just rub it between your fingers and cast the spell, a short, quick... a quick breath just comes into Solla. As she kind of just looks at you. Expressionless face.
Why are you here at the Ludmire Sanctum?
Doing what you guys didn't. Giving Clarissa what she wanted. And you can almost see a smirk try to come, but fails.
Can I do a general insight check throughout this? Like, I know she's technically dead. And
I am
everything, but
going
can
to
I-
say no.
The only
Because
reason I'm asking, Danny, the
Go-
only reason I'm
go
asking
on.
is because what? It's not to see, oh, is she lying or not. I want to basically have the ability, if you're okay with it, to try and see if I can verify what she's saying, if that makes sense. So if I ask another question and she seems like she's not lying, if it's a no, it's a no. That's fine.
I'm still going to stick with the answer no, because you know how to read people extremely well. Living people. Even a corpse that is being magically animated doesn't have the same tells or anything that a living person would have. I would say I'm going to ask you to rely on your gut instincts here, Rose.
Okay.
Apologies, but yeah, you can't really look for tells and twitches in a corpse that literally is doing the minimum to give the response back, because there's no eye twitching, there's no nothing. It's just the mouth moves, it speaks, done. There's
Fine.
there's
That's
nothing
fine.
there's nothing to read other than the direct words.
It's fine. I am going to verify this myself.
Yeah, like I said,
Okay.
apologies, but that's fair, I think.
No, I have some ideas of how to do it. Second question. Why is your group And I mean what we classify as the numbers, so 1, 2, 3, etc. Trying to gain access to higher level magic.
It's obvious to be more powerful. Surely you can understand that.
I'm going to kind of just reach over while this is and just kind of tap Cass twice on the shoulder with one finger, with just a request for one of the questions.
She'll nod, so she's not taking up time and step. So Evan can step up and ask his question.
Well,
it all of a sudden.
It has to be asked by you, so I'm assuming he will tell you the question to ask.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Because it's compelled to answer you, not necessarily anyone else.
No,
I just mean I'm being very careful not to speak.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'd say the way I kind of read the spell is it's not it's questions posed to it. I kind of
so allowing it to answer the questions you pose, it does specify you. So
yeah, so you could say the question, but it wouldn't take up a spell's question or anything. Only if it's said by Cass, but because Cass is like a nodding acknowledgement, you could tell the question to her. Then she says it.
That cancels everything because I wasn't going to ask the question. I was going to get Clarissa to ask the question.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the way the spell works, it's asked by the caster.
Okay, well, think on that then, because like I say, I was going to go with, if that was the case, I was
get her to ask
Clarissa
something.
Ask basically, were you ever thinking, or were you just using me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'd seen it used a couple of other times, and as a group, people were able to ask the question.
The reason why I allow it like that is because I always assume someone, like, say if you said a question like, okay, where was you born? It would ignore you. But then if Cass said it, it would, you know what I mean? It would then work. So, like, you can still say, like, why don't we ask it this? Why don't we ask it that? But as long as it doesn't come from Cass, it doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I usually freeball it, because I know this, you've done this like in a question like in Frostgrove a couple of times. I just always gone with the notion of, you guys can all ask the questions between you, but as long as it's delivered by Cass or whoever cast it.
So, next question. Solla, did you know that 1, 2, and 3 were dragons?
You're full of shit. I don't like bringing such shit up.
Danny,
what was that again? Sorry, Danny.
You're full of shit. Why are you bringing such things up?
Judge describe.
Almost like it's like that. Fuck off! Don't be so stupid.
I think Boomer's got a question actually.
That's 3.
That's 3, yeah. I've literally got my fingers up at like a 5 and I've been taking them down. I might not ask it, just so you know. It depends on what the question is.
You can pro-offer it to the group and then we can say yes on that.
Yeah, it's just like the general question is like, what was the deal with Penelope?
I'm sorry, but I'm going to vote no on this one. At the moment, like, we know they've got a problem with Penelope.
Yeah.
Once we why that is.
Boomer, make a quick history check. I may give you some information that you have. The party has been told minus Cass. That might answer your question.
It was because she was stopped supplying him with stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, she was doing that. Solla was an apprentice before.
That's the bit I was going to remind you. That once upon a time, Solla was taught by Penelope. And then when Solla started straying off the path that Penelope had set, she basically pushed her out and like stopped dealing with her as a student, and then ended up working with her as an associate when she became affiliated with the Numbers. And then obviously issues came from that because of the lack of supply. So there was kind of two potential things, but you know. But it was mentioned by Penelope that she used to be the master-apprentice relationship.
No, that's fair. Thank you.
That's 2 side questions that we've
Well, that was just more
Yeah, no.
rehashing information that has already been given out.
Yeah.
He critted. It's fair.
I have, just so you guys know, I have one free question. There is a question I'd like to ask as my 5th question.
Mhm.
But if anybody does have a suggestion and I'm going to suggest that it's pertinent to either the numbers, what their end goal is, the power that they're seeking, something along those lines.
Could ask where they're going next, maybe. Or where do we find them?
I like that. Solla, where is the other location that the numbers could go? And I mean 1, 2, and 3. Well, 1 and 2 aren't, isn't it? That's left. Sorry, 1 and 2.
You just came from there.
Okay, my last question. And this one's a little, bear with me, guys. Solla, if you were to be brought back, would you ever seek redemption for your actions? To understand your foolishness and to live a life where you make a difference rather than trying to change what does not need to be changed.
Yes.
She could be lying.
Pick up a
But
body.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got
she's
another way
lying.
to stop that from happening. If she was lying, then I've got a way to sort that out. But
And then
she needs a little tutelage.
as the yes kind
Yeah.
of leaves the body, the breath continues longer than you would anticipate as the lungs completely empty, as the S's just linger for a moment and then it falls limp once more.
you're not going to
With
bring her
being
back, are
at
you?
well, with being at the library and understanding a little bit more about how these numbers interact and the way that people talk about Solla, I've realized since I've been captured that she has been misguided and she is power hungry and believes herself to be better than most, but isn't that most of the people in this world? Under the right guidance and tutelage, a powerful arcane caster would be able to bring her away from the want of complete power and bring her into the world of this is how you shape your power, if that makes sense. She's just a child.
As you guys
It's
are
just-
talking,
I'd say
Um,
I've not lost sight of Clarissa if she's trying to.
no.
Mhm.
Not enough to make a save warranted, but you guys feel like another series of minor tremors in the earth.
They're doing something.
She showed promise. That's the only reason that she was in the 8. She must have
Well, yeah,
been.
because one thing that obviously you'll notice as well is if you just pull down the collar just slightly, on her right collarbone is where you'll see the branding of the number 5.
Evan, there have been times in our lives where we have offered redemption, offered forgiveness to those who live beneath the ground, to the giants that literally, before we gained a treaty with them, destroyed our fields. What's not to say that we can't offer the same hand to a child who has been persecuted for her beliefs for her entire life.
We could offer, and that is a reasonable thing. You remember what we had to do before then? I had to break the giants beforehand.
Well, I
They
mean,
had
dying
to-
is kind of a break, isn't it?
No. That if you bring her back, she will accept coming back. She will behave as you want until she is out of sight. She doesn't want to change.
That's if Boomer doesn't shoot her in the face again.
Yeah, exactly.
There
At
has
this
to
point,
Guys,
he's
There has to
Okay,
be a
let's.
want to redeem. She does not.
Yes,
She does not believe for a moment that she is in the wrong.
I understand that I have obviously missed quite a lot of things that have gone on. I don't understand Boomer's intense hatred towards Solla. I assume something has happened.
She
I
murdered
don't
Penelope.
know. Yes, that is quite dire. Why did she murder Penelope?
Because Penelope stopped working with them.
Yeah, that is bad, but she still sounds like a child lashing out. Oh, you wouldn't give me what I wanted. I'm going to lash back.
To us,
If it is that you
everyone
guys.
in this room is a child. Let's not forget that.
I know. I am trying to bear that in mind a little bit, as I do understand why Boomer is lashing out currently. I assume there is more to meets the eye as well between you and Penelope. I have missed a lot, and we need to catch up. But at least let's give her a dignified end to her life. If we're not going to bring her back, let's take it back to the earth.
Fine.
accept that a burial.
Yeah, we can give
Proper
her a.
burial.
Oh, yeah.
Let her rest in peace. I accept that one.
Exactly. A little bit of mercy
Oh,
goes a
okay,
long
yes.
way. Also, one of you guys is going to have to pick her up because I have not been working out at all whilst I've been in a library. I didn't before. It's weird being in a human body. I'm getting more used to it nowadays, though. But anyway,
I'm expecting you to have probably got some more work out of it. And knowing you, you probably tried to carry 16 books across this place most of the time.
oh yeah, like
No, what
my
it is,
forearms are hench.
she only has like a 10 in strength, but she's got giant strength when it comes to carrying anything that.
Efficiency and boot carrying.
Yeah, exactly. She's got a 10 strength, but and a 25 strength when carrying books and books alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I read so many interesting things. You wouldn't believe the books that they had there. They had such eclectic tastes. Like in half
Some
of it. And at this
books,
point,
some books
she's
that you
almost.
hadn't seen for decades. Some books that you thought
There was one.
non-existent. Like the collection, it was vast.
Luke,
There was even this.
I say, the best thing is you found the Lost Library of Alexandria, and then we blew it up again.
Yep. We're going. I didn't know that happened though. I wasn't there at that time, so Cass is still believing that. But there was this brilliant book that was about the actual progression of sea elves from Armdia back in the past, and there was another book that was completely devoted to the Druids of Burgundia. Fascinating stories that they had. Yes, sorry. Well, I've been doing this. I've been kind of straightening up Solla's robes and everything, and making her look a bit more presentable, so
Can we just
she's not
clarify here?
filthy.
Can we just have it? So nobody wants to raise a bar Cass, and we're still taking it with us. Just want to
We're
clarify
going to
this
bury
point.
her.
A burial.
Still
No,
fucking
we
leave her
are-
here.
Well,
She doesn't deserve to be buried.
We all deserve to be buried. For whatever god, if she doesn't seem to follow a god, at least we can do is let her body rest. What would you suggest, Penelope? Mutilation? Dissolving her? What?
I've got some flint and stone here. We can just burn a body here. Fine by me.
Please,
Okay.
no, not in the school.
Yes, Wojtek. And also, Penelope, not Penelope.
Persephone.
Sorry, Persephone. Do apologise. Been saying a Penelope a lot recently.
Fine.
I think we might need to have a chat after this.
Okay, fine. There's a fireplace over there. Just throw it in the fireplace.
No, we're not going to throw her in the fire. We need to have a talk sometime about what's been going on since I've been gone, because there seems like there's been a lot of development and not enough development in some areas. But we're going to discuss this. So, Evan, would you mind picking up her body? Clarissa,
I think we
Argo?
still, I think we still need to deal with the Clarissa in the room at the moment because
Who's been
Why?
extremely quiet at the moment.
I do understand, but at the end of the day, I believe
I
Argyle
will.
is the only person who can reach her. Yeah. There we go.
Please.
Carry on, Argyle.
I will speak with her more. Seems that some things that are deeply rooted, and I don't know if I can fix it, but as they say, Dr. Argyle always gets their man, or in this case, girl. I will speak with her and try.
I would maintain just keep to logic and statement. I think that is the best thing you can do.
And take us somewhere away from the city, somewhere quiet. Give her time to rest and recuperate. And then, if you still have trouble, give me a shout. I won't leave you stranded again. I promise.
Yes, and please send word to the Summer Princess for me, that I will speak with her again soon.
At that mention of the Summer Princess Castle, kind of looked to Evan and kind of like raise an eyebrow a little bit.
Oh, you missed a lot.
I think I did, but I think it's time for that lovely reunion.
And our girl will go to like grab like Carissa by the arm to come on, please stand, and she'll kind of like throw his arm. It's gonna take time. It's whatever
That's
is
the only way it's going to get rid of it. It's time.
Whatever is afflicting Clarissa, be it magical, be it mental, be it something else, it's deep rooted. It's not something that you can just say a couple words and a click wish of a spell and it's gonna.
Yeah, no, this is Stockholm and a few other things.
Yes, that's about on the lines. Yeah, this is hardwired into the
It's
poor
all
girl.
psychological.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's not
yeah.
magical.
No.
Yeah.
But say the only other thing we can there is something that could be done, but if I'm recalling correctly, it's a bad idea if we were going to attempt it.
Yeah, I think I know what you're on about, and it might be worth giving that maybe a bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
See what happens. Give her the option to not fix, but give her time before we start retrying to do more extreme measures.
I think we need a little bit more time for that. Also, to think this fact is, I believe, given the fact that she's a satyr, she's got
magical resistance.
Yeah, she'd have magic resistance. So.
So what I'd like to suggest, what happens now is, Evan, or do any of you, the rest of you, suddenly developed a lot more strength?
A lot more, but we can take her and go.
Brilliant.
Might want to wrap her up. We don't want to be walking through the streets or wherever we're going with her on show.
Yes, very good point. I would use my cloak, but I've got a very nice cloak. Wojciech, do you have some form of cover?
I can probably get a rag or something of worth to use. Please excuse me.
I mean, technically, we could put her into the bag of holding. She is a dead creature, so she won't actually disease anymore. Yeah.
What's this obsession with putting corpses in a bag of holding?
Because technically,
every time,
if we're not bringing her back,
it doesn't really matter.
Kind of an item, yeah. So whilst Wojciech's gone, and whilst Carissa and Argyle,
eventually Argyle will try and semi-drag Clarissa out of the room, and then you can hear the echoes of the hall as she's shouting and fighting it, and the calming words of Argyle trying to peel back the layers, as it were, and trying to talk to her. Eventually, Wojciech will come back with a 10 by 12 foot large stretch of linen that's been folded up.
Well, once he's gone, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
Because you said that he's going to be a couple of minutes. I just want to lead out the rest of the plan so we can get moving at this point. I'm going to suggest, if it's okay, dear Boomer, would you mind doing me a quick favour whilst we're heading back to the ship?
Of course.
I would like to go and get you guys to go and get a barrel or some wine or something, so that we can enjoy ourselves later on the ship. Have a bit of a breathing time to talk without being in the middle of a tavern, maybe. And funnily enough, in this group's experience, best way to do that is with alcohol.
Yes, I'll see if I can get some a barrel of the good stuff.
Brilliant. And diamonds as well, if that's okay with you, Evan. I am taking money out of the party fund, but it seems like we are tapped out. Sorry?
We have 870 gold in the party fund.
Oh, jeez. Enough for a small revivify and a raised dead.
I've got some platinum. Got like 350 plat.
Would you like to go with them, Greytail? Actually, that's probably a very good idea. Even though I did want to talk to you at some stage, but we can always talk back at the boat. Persephone, yeah, you come with us, or would you like to go with them?
I'll go with them.
Go with them? Brilliant.
Right.
Are you okay?
I think she just needs a moment. She looks a little
Yeah, she's like, her shoulders are slumped and she's a little like, whereas she's like a deep vibrant blue, she's like a very pale, like teal almost at this point. She's not looking great. Little sickly.
Are you hurt? Like taking damage?
I'm on like 28 HP out of 93, so
Ooh.
and
If
I'm
this will help,
battered and beaten.
I'm going to cast a 4th level cure wounds into.
It wouldn't make a difference because half my hit points. I'm on half hit points.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
even
I wouldn't know that. I've dealt with this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry, I can't fix you today. If you can get me some diamond dust, though, as well, I will be able to sort you out tomorrow.
I'll use another charge on the rod for another cure wounds to try and pick her up a bit more.
It's not going to help. That's why I just
No.
Yeah.
I need a long rest, basically. So.
Need
I know,
4 of
just
them.
more hit
You need
points
4.
Yeah. So I basically need a day. So.
Well.
Though if I can get 100G worth of diamond dust, I can also knock off an exhaustion point off you. But.
Well, will we pass the shop on the way back, Danny? And I can pop in and get some diamond dust. It's not a problem.
In Penelope's shop, yeah.
Yeah.
Should be able to. So you guys heading there then to have a drink?
No, we're basically, they're going to go and get supplies, whereas we're going to go back to the boat and start burying Solla, I assume.
At sea, are you saying, or
at sea? No, I was going to say that we would bury her before we reach the docks, because there must be some sort of forest land, and if we dig deep enough, we might be able to avoid animals.
Interesting. But
I would say there's one more person we should put. Well, there's one person we should speak to.
Sorry, who's that?
Penelope.
Why are we speaking to Penelope?
Penelope was her master originally.
Oh, so you mean, I'm sure Boomer, who seems to have more of an attachment to Penelope now, would probably be able to let her know on the way back. They're heading to her shop.
Yes.
Problem solved.
Mm-hmm. We can do.
I think you're forgetting, though, you have also died today. You should not be running around, and I'm probably going to make you have bed rest unless you come back to the ship, carry this heavy dead body with me, and help me bury it, please.
I can. I was going to.
Good.
Right.
Chop. Break. Off you go.
So who's going to Penelope's store?
Me, I
I'll
need
be back
gold.
again.
I need diamond dust.
But best, you don't need to go back and rest.
I can get diamond dust, then continue back to the ship. Or unless you two, one of you lot want to get me diamond dust while I go back to the ship.
Yeah,
I was getting some anyway.
Allow me to
Oh,
move you guys over a moment as in Penelope's store. Very, very wounded, and like, because the Penelope and the door will let you in, and you can currently see Penelope is tending to a extremely injured, like on the brink, Joseph, who's
Motherfucker.
I'll load up the picture bigger so you guys can see. As Penelope is currently tending to some severe burn wounds and other issues that he's currently dealing with. So those that have gone to the store, you guys will be able to see that.
That's like, do you let me know that? Do you step in, see him, and step back out and let me know or not?
Probably.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the bastards here.
Yeah. At that point, I would summon Greater Steed, cast myself and the body, and we'd all fly straight over to.
Okay. And what about so Dia being left behind?
No,
Oh, I thought Dia was going
You
with
came
them.
with.
Oh, I thought it was just Persephone and Boomer that went to the shop.
No,
I went as well.
No,
Great
Great
Tail.
Tail, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just the two of us going back to the boat, and then it was like, he's here. Sorry, we've got other things.
Yeah, so what it is as Penelope is currently tending to the wounds, like she's giving him like a potion or two here and there, and there's like other bits and bobs laid out. She looks over and goes, "Oh, I'll be with you all in a moment. Just please give me a moment to look at this one." And Joseph will kind of,
You'd lock eyes.
yeah, he's just kind of that. Penelope, I will pay everything in advance later. I think I need to leave.
Oh, hang on. You've got some explaining to do.
Sorry, did you say pay everything in advance?
Later.
And later.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work that one out, but carry on.
Yeah, basically everything that's been done and will be done, he'll pay for later.
Later, not in advance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, everything I did, there was reasons and there was plans for it. I don't think you're in the best mindset to be spoken with right now, so I'm going to leave. I will leave you all to it. And
I'd say, yeah, there would have been things
No,
if
no.
it's been let go. No.
I would have pulled my trident out at this point and just held it.
Oh,
and say,
I'll get my gun out.
They're blocking the door. I was
I'd
like,
say
hang on. Don't.
my message back, if I'd have been told he was there, is keep him there. I want a word.
Mm-hmm.
Penelope will
feeling...
Penelope will throw a hand up at, like, as soon as weapons are drawn and just like, nobody is doing anything in my store. Do you hear me?
Yeah, don't everybody just call it with the weapons.
I don't know what has happened. I don't want to know. But this is not happening here.
This? What, only phase try and kill our own team friends? And think you just walk out?
Let me know when I'd arrive, Danny.
I would say, well, given you weren't terribly far, 'cause, like, the Ludmire Sanctum's just north of the Market District, I would say not much of a delay, if any.
Yeah, so not, but I would say probably at this point it's like walking in.
Yeah.
With, I don't know whether or not the mount can come through with me.
No. No.
Okay, well, carrying body inside then.
People better start explaining what the hell is happening here now, or leave.
I pull up the top of the shroud to show Solla's head. And then I just walk straight towards Joseph.
Look, Evan, I know you're going to be upset, but everything I did, I was told to do. I was told there was a plan, and it seemed it worked. you're at least back, right?
It very nearly didn't, and I reach down and I grab and I will do lay on hands.
On
Joseph.
yeah. How much you doing?
We'll go 60.
That's gonna heal a good chunk of it, most of it. Oh, that was not what I was expecting. Something happened after you all left. Something happened to the place. Something went wrong and fell from the sky, and I've just managed to get myself here from the site. Most people didn't make it.
Oh.
What the fuck happened?
Well, I think that's a question I should really have been asking.
Like I said,
But
Xerxes told me that Xyrelis said there was something in place and told me what I was to do. I was not to tell anybody, otherwise it would fail. I was handed the crystal. I was told to speak with them, get a crystal, and use it in the meeting. Xerxes,
Can I just quickly... Sorry.
Xerxes said they would happily give a crystal in the situation, and they did. And what else would you... They said it would work. They said it would get you all out.
When you just mentioned Alice, can I just insight his reaction?
Yeah. He seems rather panicked and confused and a bit worried. And he's seemingly firing his words from the hip.
Looks like he's got daggers on.
And
Daggers in
Penelope
his eyes.
will kind of... Right, again, I don't want to know what the hell has gone on, but I think there's been a misunderstanding between you all, and I think you all need to leave, and I think you all need to go and have a word with each other. Not here.
Our apologies, Penelope. We did not mean to cause issues.
There was no issues until people started drawing weapons in my place of business.
Again, a communication that was not handled well. But I'm sure we're all friends in the situation. We don't need it. We were hoping to make a purchase of some things. I hoped to also inform you that...
What you need?
we need some diamond dust.
I thought
Diamonds and we were on the way there. They got to Penelope's and Joseph's there.
Oh, okay, cool.
At that point, I summoned Greater Steed. We flew over, and then we're in.
Third shelf.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Second shelf behind you. Third shelf up. You'll find as much as you grab as much as you need. And leave the money on the counter.
800 is left on the counter.
And what was you saying as well?
About... we wanted to inform you that Solla is dead as well. If there was anything you wished to, or anything we intended to bury her, if there was anything you wished to
Where is her?
say... Sorry, what?
Where is her?
She is literally there on the... I walked her in,
Oh,
put her down on the side, took the thing off, so it's like, this is Solla. And then just...
She takes like an exhale, and like the tone has changed from that angry mom tone of like, the fuck you kids doing in my store, to like a slightly deflated response. Right. Leave it with me. I'll deal with it.
We didn't come here to drop this upon you as a...
I'm aware.
So I thought you should at least know.
Just leave her there, and I will deal with it. And you can see the face is contorted. There is contempt and there is anger, but that you can also see there's a lot of conflicting emotion of sorrow in it, because as much as she did things, there's clearly a lot more that's gone on.
I am sorry for your loss.
Right. Anything else you all wanted? I'll deal with you, and points at Joseph. You can deal with the rest. Just get Xerxes to bring things over, and we'll be done. Say.
Yes. That. Get yourself patched up. Get yourself restored. We're going back to the ship. Get yourself restored, Joseph. And then let's have a word. You said something had happened at the facility.
Yes. Yes. Joseph will kind of just pull a couple cricks in his shoulder and stuff and come with you guys. You guys leave with the dust and diamonds you needed. Go on, Cass.
I'm assuming that Cass is standing outside with the Pegasus
Yep.
at this point.
Probably, yeah.
Or yeah, and then as soon as Joseph comes out of the thing,
I'm stepping out and I'm like just behind him. When you see him.
Is there anything you say?
You can tell for once since you guys have met Cass, and she's always been, fairly well put together and everything, but this is the point where you kind of see, and it's obvious for anybody, you don't need to check, is this is what it's like when you're up against Cass in her full high priestess, angry form, and she's just staring at Joseph, intently.
He does lock eyes with you, and he surprisingly stares back for a little bit before saying anything. You'd have expected him to shy away. Look, I know you're mad, Cass, but I was told everything was done for a reason, and it seems that the reasoning was right. Can't apologize for what...
Yes, you can apologize a lot. It worked barely.
It's something you'll have to speak... Go on.
We are going to have words back at the ship.
Not now, though.
No matter what you've been told, you didn't have all of the information, and what you did was highly dangerous. But I'm not going to do this in the middle of a street, so we're going to walk calmly as a group back to the ship.
Right.
Understood?
Understood. And he'll walk with you guys as you all eventually make your way back to the derrick. I'm going to put it back on the Havilter map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because obviously
I
don't have a dock map, sadly.
Yes. I'm going to help Persephone get upon the Pegasus so she can...
Yeah. Do you leave Solla with Penelope?
Yeah, she said to do so.
Yep. Yeah, but it was just whether you listen or not.
No.
It's if she decides to raise her back and go against us and do some stupid shit, then she's gone against us, if that makes sense. We got to put trust in people.
We put trust in her. However, Evan still, even in his rage and everything, still kept a very good 10-foot distance between himself and Penelope. Even in his most pissed off thing, he's like, I ain't, no.
You're not. You got it back. You're not doing it again.
Yeah.
But eventually, you guys will make your way back to the ship. Pegasus will climb aboard, drop Penelope off. Joseph will walk on, and kind of just turn towards you. Well, what? What more do you want me to explain than I already have?
It's not an explanation that we require.
No, I ain't done none yet. You want some?
While you come with your next sentence, I'm just going to put the Joseph image on here as well, because I like it. They're slightly different style to the other images we've had done.
No, that is the end of Cass's thing. She's waiting. She's just said that they don't require an explanation anymore.
Well, what do you want then? What could I say that would make anything better? I was told Xerxes said that I was to do this. I was not to tell anybody. And it worked. I didn't like it either.
Did Xerxes tell you to give us the spellcasting materials as well?
Gave me the bag. He said, when the time is right, in the meeting, once I get the crystal from people that were there, to take a step back and to use it. He was going to do something and I was to follow. That was it. I was to get him to her, gesturing to Cass, and leave.
You don't know what you could have potentially caused. You think you are justified in your actions. And I do understand having a higher power lead you. But at the same point, that higher power had something and you didn't even think to question it. You could have killed him. He could have not come back.
Well,
If literally one thing went wrong.
Well, this is hardly the first time that she's made me do things that I've questioned. But every single time she's been perfectly right. She has never been wrong to the wording and the letter.
You could have killed Evan, and I mean, he could have not come back for seconds. He could have not come back.
She told me that something was tethering him, and that if I was to do it, it would bring him back. But doing it
did it
because it got me the ability to gain clout with them to try and work and put them at bay.
But at the same time, Joseph, you still did it. You still took an act of harm against one of our party members. No matter what explanation you have, don't you think that that Evan deserves an apology for using him as a pawn in your silly games that your demon fiend creature, whatever it is, has decided for you? You used him.
It's not like you've used other people in your life. Everyone does. The difference is I did it to try and save everybody, to try and get you out.
So you did a stupid action, but it was justified because you were trying to get us all out.
Just because I didn't.
What if you hadn't have done it?
If I hadn't have done it, countless people were probably going to die. The things that I've been doing have not been pleasant. Not liked any of it. But it's the right thing to do because the things that they were doing, are doing. Going to hurt more people than just Evan. And I'm sorry, Evan, I really am. But I didn't warn you, but I couldn't. I was told that if I was to tell you or to let anybody know, I could have jeopardized it. If I could have just warned you, I would have, but the problem was I was told explicitly not to tell anybody. The only people that knew were me and Xerxes.
You still did it. This doesn't, whatever you say, doesn't take away from the account that you decided that the best course of action was to potentially kill one of the people that apparently you like.
What were you able to find out afterwards?
I spoke with 1 and 2 afterwards for a little while. After I upheld my promise to them in ridding you, they were going to let me into one of their experimentation rooms. And I was going to work with them to try and shift their focus to crystals, like we said. I was going to get them to stop pulling on the divine powers. Problem was, before we even had time to go there, the facility broke apart and split apart and blew up. Everything went dark, everything went white. And then I just remember falling. A lot of the wizards were able to cast Featherfall, but most people didn't have the opportunity to. And they was only able to protect part of the place. 2/3 of it, and probably more, was just obliterated into nothing. The rest fell from the sky and crash landed, and we watched the ruins crush all the people that didn't fall, slowly. And some of us landed, and there's a few of them out east.
Oh, that is good news to hear.
Mm.
Whatever they're doing,
Their
they're doing
numbers
it
have been
quickly.
whittled down.
Whatever they're doing,
Sorry.
they're doing it quickly. I came into town to try and get myself looked at, because I took a few pieces of stone, landed on me when I fell. But I haven't been back since. I know we're going to be doing something quickly. Told them I was going to be returning.
How long do you have until you need to be returning?
Didn't say. I just told them I'd be
He
back
doesn't
soon.
have to.
He needs to.
You don't
now.
have. Why?
Because my death has to mean something.
Why? There's needless death every day, and I would really try to remember. You shouldn't have died in the first place, Evan.
I shouldn't have, but I did. It had a purpose, and that purpose now needs to succeed. I'm not happy about it. I'm more annoyed about what happened between death.
We will have to have a conversation about that as well. It was under my understanding that you would have gone to the next one.
Yes.
Well, so I'm
Something.
glad you are here.
Mhm.
But
Something interfered and kept me here. I can only presume that's whatever you had been informed of.
I wasn't told what it was. I just told a being held its hand upon you. And if you were to die in a certain method, that it would not let you leave.
Well, it did give some assistance whilst that was happening. 1 and 2, if you hadn't already figured, are dragons.
well, isn't that what third was?
Yes,
Number
1, 2,
3.
1, 2, and 3
It
were
makes
dragons.
That
Apparently,
explains a lot.
none in the facility do, however. They do not know.
That explains a
Solla
lot.
didn't know either.
No.
He'll kind of mumble like that explains a lot.
Yeah.
When everything fell, their vault was one of the pieces that came down with them, and it seemed that they had a large egg of some sorts. I think I at least understand what it may have been now.
God.
Joseph, please understand that if you lie to me in these next questions, I will not be happy at all. What happened to 1 and 2 after the base fell?
When the base fell, they did what they could to seal off and protect as much of the facility as they could. The wizards did the rest, but they made sure that as little fell as possible. And they went to the area where the vault had fell and looked through and checked over a lot of the items that were there. And they found an egg, a black one with white and red markings all over it. It was broken, and their demeanors all both changed. They got extremely upset and aggressive. I was speaking with A8 at the time, and I told him that I'd be back and coming to town, and he said to just keep a distance from them for a while. He said that apparently this was one of their experiments.
I've been wondering about that. Next question. Joseph, where are you supposed to go when you go back to them? Exact location, please.
It's not hard to find. It's about east, about 30 miles or so. It's a mess. It's smoking craters and stuff. I said I was going to go there to try and help save what people I could and move them on. Keep an eye on where they go and at least have a knowledge of where they're going to go rather than having to start the search all over again.
And thirdly, are you going to tell them that you've had this conversation with us?
Well, as far as I'm...
Insight.
Well, you can roll it, you can roll it. As far as they're aware, I've turned on you and they think that I'm against you now. And that was the point. To earn their favour.
Why you need to go back. And do
Yeah,
that.
after this time, we will not be interacting until this is all over.
Again,
You have-
he's perturbed and he's not thinking when he's speaking. It's just instantaneously coming out. There is no chance to think of anything. It's just instant.
It's word vomit.
Yeah. Which typically someone who's trying to be more deceptive would stop and
Think
think.
carefully.
Yeah.
We can't have any more interaction with you. You shouldn't be on this boat right now.
You all brought me
You
here.
shouldn't have gone to Penelope.
No, you
We
should.
brought you.
We didn't need.
You
to
shouldn't have
bring
gone to Penelope to sell. Sorry.
Well, she was the only one that I knew that could treat my wounds. Because the problem is, since everything happened, I've lost contact with Xerxes, and I don't have the ability or the time at the moment, because I was going to buy incense as well to bring him back.
Why
Yeah,
did
but
you
you-
go to Penelope and not a cleric?
Because she's the one that I've been getting a lot of my resources from ever since I've gained a lot of the abilities I've had. Who else would I have been able to speak to?
If you need to completely disconnect and make them think that you've turned on us, why are you going to Penelope that somebody in our party apparently has an attachment for?
They think Penelope's dead.
I don't know about that, but at the end of the
They
day,
were-
she's one of the strongest casters on this isle, and she has components that most people don't.
Honestly, you should probably leave now, Joseph.
Yeah, whatever. He will...
Go- right. Yeah, as he kind of goes, there'll be a hand on his shoulder. Get Xerxes back. Do what you can. Contact me when you're ready.
Yes. Alright. And he will continue to leave.
Don't die.
Trying.
You owe me. And I'm literally, I'm like, as he's walking, I'm guessing he's like down the gangplank and like just on the docks. I'm pointing the maul at him and just saying, you owe me.
When all is said and done, Evan, you can do what the fuck you like with me. Just let me finish what I'm doing first.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll kind of like dejectedly shake his head at that and just...
That wasn't as a threat of like, I'm
That-
gonna stove your head in. That was a,
That's
you
ki-
owe me a fight.
That's kind of how he's took it.
Yeah, he's
I-
just in, self-deprecating martyr. I'm going to save the world if it takes my life. He's in that
Okay.
mode.
He's in that kind of just whatever.
Okay,
Just
can
let me
I
fucking
Can I try and get a persuasion check to get my actual
go for it.
thing across?
I'll allow it. I'm not going to
Nice.
change what he said, but at least obviously you might
That- that-
you'll
I'd say
you'll
that-
be
yeah, there-
confident in knowing that what he might stew on it.
I'd say there's more of a smirk to my face than like there's that
Yeah, fair.
playful smirk rather than the I'm gonna fucking cut with your head in.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
sounded like I'm going to fucking kill you when this is done. That's why.
It's,
Yeah,
No, it's-
I'm not going to
no,
change
it's-
his response,
Yeah.
but you confident that he'll realize once things have chilled a second.
Yeah, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna put you through hell, making it up for you, making it up to me.
Yeah.
Right. I recall something being said about wine.
Yes, I did ask.
We didn't buy
want to
any
go
because
and
we got
get it.
distracted. We've probably got Summit.
Oh.
I've got vodka still.
On the way back, you are more than able to quickly, with your fucking feline agility, bollocks, run into a tavern and for the low price of 60 gold, purchase a full barrel of fine wine.
Okay.
Of 9.99.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, was it bug off? Great.
You know, it's 60 gold, and it's not cheap shitty wine. It's decent. It's a good barrel. Like, it's got a few gallons in.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cass
I
is
don't think we
just
should. I don't think we should be
Sorry.
too hard on him because I think he did. He thought he was doing the right thing. He just didn't have all the information available. He
whilst
didn't
I
know it could really
appreciate that,
fuck up.
hmm
whilst I appreciate that, he was still the biggest problem you can have, and Evan will also, I think, back me up on this, is having someone who's righteous to a fault. He's stepped away from trying to help people to being, I'm the only one who can help people, and I must follow this specific plan that could mean that somebody dies. But oh well,
I'd glare at Evan.
he's
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
okay. Now we're back on the ship. Maybe we should sit down, have a little bit of a chat, or do people want to go off and do things? Because I do have other stuff I can be working on right now about why there's an egg involved. I think I might have an idea on that. But anyway,
Dragon, egg.
Dragons.
Egg.
Yeah.
that's where all the gems have been going, right? Big
We've-
magical fuck off dragon. Fun. But it's dead from the sounds of it. And they're pissed, which means they're going to go after a lot. I do think the way that I worded things, whilst I thought that might mean that I would protect him, people, they might not take it that way. This is not going to go well. Anyway, sit down. Like, sit down and point down to the deck.
Yeah. Boomer's going to go head off after Joseph.
No,
It's
Boomer,
a completely different reason. He's not going to say. He's just going to walk off.
Boomer, we need you here right now. I don't understand why you're leaving when I've been back for 5 minutes. I would like to have a talk with you.
And I need to chat. I need to talk with someone else. I
So,
will be
are
back
you
soon.
saying that he's more important?
When a certain name's got to resurface, I need to know why.
So you quickly take off after her.
Persephone's going to vanish into her room and just meditate and try and rest.
I will. Before we get to you, Adam, we'll let
Yeah.
the party boat have its moment.
Okay. What the fuck has happened whilst I've been away?
Quite a bit.
Yes, why is Boomer suddenly walking off on his own rather than talking to us all? Why is Persephone just stalked off after I've just said I would like to have a chat with everybody?
We found an ice column.
Isn't she there for that bit?
No,
No,
she
she
wasn't.
Oh, right.
No.
Okay, how about we sit down and we're going to go through everything that's happened. Don't have to go too much in detail, but just give me the cliff notes so I can understand what the fuck is why is this party falling apart? And I know I need to offer an apology, and I'm going to go through some stuff with you guys about what I know as well, which is why I wanted everybody here to actually talk about the situation. But it's fine. Suddenly people aren't listening to people anymore, which is okay. But I don't know why. So, after I left, you guys, if I remember rightly, we were on our we were by. It's not Frosselger, it's the other one. No, we
Do you,
weren't
want me
near
to put, do
Fiadamore.
you want me to put the country
Back to
map
the
on?
map.
Would you mind?
If it will help.
Yes.
We were at Dunvast.
Yeah.
What happened next?
We done last. I believe we came down to Arbenham.
Arpenham.
Yeah, we came down to Arbenham.
Mm-hmm.
We got Boomer into his
Alchemist.
alchemistry. Yeah, into his alchemy school. So we started working with them. I believe you met briefly Helra. who was called-
I saw her earlier, and Vian talks about her. So, in the odd
Yes.
statement of, "Oh, Hera has joined the group," and
Yes.
later on, "Oh, she's now protecting me," and stuff like that. And
Yes.
she even asked me about Fae stuff as well. I've got a lot of questions to ask,
Yes.
but
Yes, she was hired by the Skjalls to come and protect us.
okay.
So she joined up with the group. We were able to find out some information about where the ice golem was. But whilst we were doing that, we also, we went and dealt with the ice golem. We had, on the way back, we found a hot spring
Well,
resort.
sorry, before that, I just want to say congratulations, dear. This is something that you were searching for.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Happy.
Are you?
He's been relieved, though.
What-
He has found something else to start mithering about more often.
Which
Oh, yeah.
is
Somebody's won a country.
Can you make him forget that?
tomorrow. I will do,
Thank you.
dear.
Yeah.
This is going to go unsaid, and I'm going to say it once. And if I ever hear you uttering those words again, I will make sure to remove that section of your brain in the most nastiest way possible. You can't ask that question at the threat of our lives and many more lives if someone was to find out who we are.
Don't worry, I haven't asked it for a while.
Why were you still
3.
asking it?
I
He
didn't.
hasn't
I just
asked it,
said,
Bazza,
I
you
didn't ask
haven't
it
asked
then. I just said,
you,
oh,
Bazza, you haven't asked it for a week because you haven't had anyone to speak to in a week.
exactly. I've asked it for a while.
Dear,
Still counts.
Yeah.
we explained to you all who we are, right? We
Yeah.
explained that me and Evan had been assassinated because a rebellion was happening in our country. And if we were to be found out, we would certainly die, and everybody who we loved and cared about back home would probably surely fall as well. Our whole entire country would fall into ruin. So why are you asking that question?
Mm. I'm just trying to help out a little bit.
You're not helping. I'm going to be brutally honest. You're not helping. Stop asking, please.
Okay.
If I hear you say it again, I will make good on my promise. Anyway, hot springs.
Hot springs. Yes. Some sort of hot springs run by a group of former adventurers. Healing waters, somehow connected to the Feywild. Found out Vian is somewhat connected to the Fey, we found out at the time. She seemed to
So-
grow more powerful while she was there.
Elra as well.
Helra too.
Sorry, two parts to this. So this must have been about the same time when Vian was asking me about fey creatures and stuff along those kind of lines. So
Yep.
that makes a lot of sense. So Vian is a fey creature?
Princess.
Yeah. Princess
Like,
of...
is she the summer princess that Argyle was on about?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my, holy shit.
And I'm
Sorry.
not even going to make a roll need.
That was an elven.
And no roll needed. You are more than aware of Titania, the Summer Queen.
Yeah.
Like, Cass is in, this is all in elven at this point. Like, she's switched back and she's just going, it's so obvious. How did I not see it? She's obviously the daughter of the Summer Queen who liked to take attractive young men back, have children with them. Bian, who is one of the most charismatic people that we know, of course. Her parents then used it. It makes so much sense. And then switching back to comment, okay. And you said that this Hera was also a fey creature?
Yeah.
Guessing not in the same way from the way you made it sound.
No. Somewhat cursed by and potentially going to be turning into a hag.
Okay. I'm not going to lie, I was a little surprised to see that the Hera that everyone had been Vian had been talking about was a drow, even though we don't have anything against drow in our country. I do know that they can't really be in the sunlight. But a hag in the party? Really?
Hag to be.
That's it. Everybody has redemption. We should offer forgiveness. Is she okay? Do we need to be worried?
She is doing well against it. I believe she is working with Vian and her mother to try and work something out to get around it.
Huh.
To be fair, I don't know the full details. You will probably have to ask her yourself.
I will at one point. I'm a little it's been very odd, as I'm sure you can all appreciate, to honestly be getting very little when you're talking to somebody. I really don't know much of what's been going on. Most of it has been Vian asking me for book recommendations, which I do quite enjoy, but at the same time, I don't really know what's been going on. So you left the hot springs.
Yep. To which we then found out about some information about potential jobs that we could do to try and get some coin. One of which was in Dunvast to try and deal with something that had been
That was
affecting-
later, Michael, by the way. You're missing a bit.
No, the fact that the numbers sent someone to come and spy on us, I think that was before we even left.
No, we were down in a different city when you said that. That's just whoo.
No, the spy was in Arbainum because it was before you went to the hot springs.
Yeah, it was before we left to go and fight the ice golem.
No, when you
Yeah.
mentioned about the different jobs, we were in a completely different city. We were down south, if I remember rightly. So there's a bit that we've missed.
You're right. I have missed a bit, but at the same time, you're pinging the wrong town.
Am I? Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, it was this one, wasn't it? It was
Skorgan.
that one. Yeah.
Yes.
Skorgan.
So we got back to town. We found out there was something that was going on in Skorgenheim. Something actually Joseph was the one that told us. So whilst Joseph was dealing with,
it was actually Xerxes put the request in while Joseph was doing shit.
Yeah. So whilst Joseph and Xerxes were looking into the numbers, as we couldn't, they said that there was a job they needed looking into at Skorgenheim. So that is correct, right, Danny?
Yep.
Yep. So we went to go and deal with that, which was a portal to, I think it was Limbo, where a load of large, multicolored frog-like things starts with an S.
Slard.
Sounds
Maybe
about right.
if it's from the limber.
Yes.
Quick question: did anybody get hit?
Quite a few people. We fixed it.
It has been fixed then.
Yeah.
None of you are carrying a parasite.
Nope.
Cool. I just wanted to check. I remember that was something that happened
No,
apparently with those.
Nope. We removed for a moment the we removed the divination protection amulets that we'd got, and we had a look through using my senses, and were able to find the parasites within them, and were able to remove them. That's how we found out about Vian and Helra both being Fey completely.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense, and you still continue to astound me with your abilities. We'll have to talk about that. It's always been something you can do, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's something I believe you could do as well. It's not a greatly difficult ability.
Oh, I remember I told Vian to ask you. I remember now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is something I remember. I might have got it confused with another ability. Continue. Sorry. I mean, any of you are more than capable of chiming in at this point. I'm not just asking Evan. It'd be nice to hear from you all.
I think
I'm not there.
I know Persephone isn't there. I do have a question though. Sorry, in all this time, because whilst you've given me like the full laydown of what's been happening, I'm very appreciative. I do have a couple of questions, if it's okay.
Of course.
I just want to get a couple of updates on people, you guys, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Evan, have you heard word from anyone back home?
I have not heard directly from anyone back home, though our friend from Colossal Taiga, Mela, has been going back.
The Bard. Oh yes.
She is
Wait,
working.
she's gone back.
She's gone back. She is there. She is there currently working against the new regime.
I need to talk to her. Why don't I have it available? Why did I not think, oh, I might need to prepare that spell? Stupid. That's all in Elvish. So only Evan and
That's
Great
so
ale.
everyone here
And
can.
me.
Yeah,
Literally everyone
And
can
me.
hear it. Yeah.
it's like
For
I'm
fuck's
saying it in
sake.
private, and then it's like, no, it's not. Just remember, everyone looked at the second language and went, I don't know, Elvish.
Yeah.
It is. They're going to target people back home. I'll get into that in a minute. I do apologise. Secondarily, Persephone's not here, and I wanted to ask her, but did we find anything more to her missing bow?
Not as far as I'm aware. Though, to be fair, we have not really looked into it.
How strange. I might need to talk to her in a bit. Next up, Greytail. Last time we were speaking, you were having you'd had a memory of your parents. Did you have any more memories?
Yeah, we found them. They're dead.
Wait.
They're ghosts.
They're back
It's the
home.
same.
What we get
There is a complete.
Yeah.
Not Hera. Cass's face goes like quite surprised and like almost excited. Then when you said they're dead, she just looks really crestful and like sad for you. And then when you say the ghost, you just get this kind of look of confusion. And she looks to Evan as if like,
You wanted to skip ahead on the story.
well, that's because you were taking too long and it was getting
I was
frankly
succinct.
boring.
That was far quicker than you would normally expect. The reports you normally had, I'd be still there for half an hour, bored before we even got to the first point.
God,
Oh,
about
it's good
10
to see
minutes
that
they're
you've
already
got
arguing.
touchy again. Honestly, this is
We-
pretty much the first 50 years that we knew each other.
Yes.
It's a sign of affection.
Yes. After Skorgenheim, we then went up. We then went to Dunvast.
Yes.
Which, during the travel from Dunvast, we then found out about Penelope's attack. We got there, resolved that issue, had to stop in at Havelter to get that fixed. Then went back, dealt with the sea hags and the nymph that they were using to bewitch and charm the men of the docks at Dunvast.
Okay.
Then, following the information that we'd gotten from Greytail's note and a few other things, we tracked back through Fiedelmore. We were able to find his home that he had been left.
Okay. An ancestral home.
An ancestral
Yeah.
home. Yep.
Oh.
Still inhabited by the ghosts of Giuseppe and Petal Grey.
And they are still bound there?
Yeah, I think they can leave whenever they want, but they're choosing to stay, which is fine.
Okay. Well, we'll have to discuss that at a later date, Greytail. But continue on.
Greytail nearly ended up picking a fight with the former Lord Skjarl.
Nearly.
I'm
because
sorry?
The Skjarls wiped his family out.
Yeah.
Turns out they're not nearly as recent. Well, they're not nearly as old ruling
A long
family as we
lineage.
thought. Yes, they are a lot newer to power than we thought.
Yeah, the battle that you guys saw back in episode 3, which is not on YouTube, by the way, for people watching. The combat that like replays every so often that you guys went through was the Skjalls pushing out and wiping out the last of the old guard, sort of thing, as it were.
Yes, it's not. They're not as used to the halls of power as we thought.
humans. They look. Yeah.
So yes, we were able to retrieve your family ring, I
The
believe.
ring. Yeah. I take one of the dusters off and show the ring that I'm wearing.
Very nice.
Okay, let's do that. Gain some control. We then headed towards Colossal Taiga to then proceed to do our next. Well, to meet back up with the Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst there, we found out that Mela was missing, and we were also dealing with Vianne's parent. I had to fight myself then not to say Lanil. Vianne's parent. Vianne's father was there. We had to go and deal with the bounty that had popped up. Not before Greytail bought a horse for his haunted house.
Got servants now as well,
Interesting.
next to Vian.
Yes. Vianne was able to speak to her father and sort out her staying with us some time. I believe with a little assistance from her mother. Her true mother, not her mortal one.
Hmm.
To which then we ended up travelling to the Feywild. Had
Oh,
a battle against some attendants of the Queen. Won it handily.
Very handily.
Very handily. We proved ourselves and Vianne before her mother. She was able to gain some. We gained some favour and some assistance for Vianne. There was an oath of protection and very much similar to a bodyguard oath that we have. That was between Hailra and Vianne. So
really?
that is a I will protect you until you or I die. So
Huh.
might need to have a little conversation with the two of them about that.
Yeah.
We found out about we came back. We found out about Mala, that she hadn't been kidnapped after the last time we'd seen her, but she had gone back home. She was able to transport back briefly for some time to fill us in on the situation. To which I will verbatim repeat back to Cass what happened, so Cass knows the conversation that happened, Danny, rather than
Oh, shit.
It's not in a brilliant situation, but we know what we promised ourselves. What we promised.
It's going to be so much worse. I don't know if you want to have this chat private or with everybody here.
We'll have to see how it goes. Let's fill you in. We then headed back south to Havilter, as we'd had some conversation with Joseph once we and thing at Scornheim. He had let us know that the meeting that we were going for had been arranged. We had spoken to Argyle at Havilter at the same time and found out. Oh, in the meantime, we found out about Argyle being alive. He had made a deal with a group of rogue sorcerers that were a bit of a underground group.
Is that how you got into the facility?
That is how most of them got into the facility, yes.
And then obviously
Joseph,
you and Greytail went in a different way, and Joseph was there. And then, from what I can understand, Joseph attacked you.
We were part of the negotiation. We were part of. Joseph had been set up to do by his power to negotiate something to.
I think this is why there's a distaste surrounding those kind of beings. In my experience, the divine don't usually get that involved in mortal matters. Yes, gods have their clerics, but there is a lot more free will rather than do this very specific thing and kill this guy. I know everything that's going on about it. It unfortunately leads people to believe they are ultimate. And in the wrong hands, even though I do appreciate Joseph is in the wrong hands, and some of it is due to anger because for a moment, Evan, I will be quite honest, I thought I had lost you, and I wasn't quite sure what I was about to do. But it doesn't matter, that's happened. We could probably chat about it later.
We were. Yes.
I
we
don't think
said-
you need to go much into detail of what's happening now because I was literally
Yeah.
there.
I get
I've been with you
basically the
guys
last little.
since.
I get the last little point of us. We got back to Havilter. We transported in.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened on the far side, but yeah, we got attacked. No, conversation was had. I got attacked and deaded. Next thing I know, I was waking up on the derrick.
And as you guys are continuing this conversation, Boomer, you eventually will catch up to Joseph. He's walking, and I'd imagine you'd probably go at a brisk jog just to try and catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
And so what do you do? What do you say?
Why are you working with Jealous?
With who? What did you say, Adam?
Z, or probably better off at.
Xerxes, you mean?
Turkey.
The familiar I was given, you mean?
No, not the familiar. The one
Aurelia.
that he sells you, yeah.
Zarellus,
Yeah.
Relics.
the one of balance and order.
Yeah.
She was the one that
Bloody
brought.
devil.
She was the one that brought me back to life after going on a mission with some of those and died killed by some wisps. She brought me back on the premise, and she would allow me to live a normal-ish life if I was to work as one of her servants until I could find someone with a weapon, like I've said.
You're falling into the trap. She waged war on my country.
You've got the wrong person entirely.
Is it that one?
No, it's not her at all.
No, this is this is Cyrelia. You're thinking of oh, what the fuck's her name? I forgot now.
Oh dear.
Rose, who's that person that Morgan absolutely hates?
What?
Oh, she's BRB'd.
What is it? It's it's the leader of the first layer of hell.
Yeah, I know. We've all blanked.
Yeah.
Zariel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So allow me to.
Did you want to retcon that a little bit because that's
That
a big.
that is the
difference.
that is the person you are thinking.
Yeah.
This is the
Similar nation.
person it is.
Yeah.
Cyrelia.
I'll backtrack that one. I think it was
Okay.
wrong.
Okay.
Oh.
You never left the ship. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say you
Goodbye.
wandered off for about 2-3 minutes. Just started catching up with him, and then your brain went, "Oh, different name. Oops."
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Technically the same because fiend, devil, but completely different person. It's okay. So Boomer just quietly came back.
that was like, okay. I'd say. I wondered where you were going. Then it was like, oh no.
Yeah, it confused
Yeah.
me because I thought, I actually thought, did you confuse it with the mercenary or something? And then when
No.
you said about your country, I'm like, wait, no. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, that's definitely the different person entirely. We would have flipped our shit if we'd have known that Joseph was working with Ariel as well.
Oh, if it was the actual case, he would
Yeah.
be dead.
Yeah, he's Pact of the Fiend, but not that level of Pact of the Fiend.
Not that
Yeah.
fiend.
Not that Fiend, no.
He would have just had a
what is
cheap
it? What is
quiet
it to you fucking halflings? Gnomes. Do all fiends look alike to you? You fucking fiendist.
That's great, but if I remember correctly, you are a halfling, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's a fucking. I thought he was a gnome, so that's why I corrected myself.
Nope, that's why I recorrected you. You had it right in the first place.
Yeah, but
He
the
would have
point
had a
stands.
quiet word anyway with him. Regards to doing any more stunts like that, he would personally make sure he wouldn't.
I love how everyone else is ready to rip this guy to shreds. I take his meaning and just go, yeah, fuck it, fine. Okay. As long as you make my death not mean nothing, make it work, I'm fine with it. And everybody else is like, I'm gonna fucking rip you to shreds the second. Like,
I mean, it shows they care.
it shows they care, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's like, okay, I've forgiven. Nobody else forgives.
I did a little bit. I still would have hit him.
Don't blame me. Leave me out of that catchment group. I couldn't care less because I'm more interested in trying to keep myself alive.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, at this note.
It's just so funny just seeing everybody else just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And it's like,
I get it and I understand it.
Yeah.
There you go.
You got to understand Boom has been brought off found deaf and that, so when someone threatens to kill, it's sort of he doesn't take it lightly.
You'll get over it, don't worry.
I did get over it. This is the second time I've died. It's like
Exactly. You're fine. Carry on.
like half an hour breather for me. I'm fine afterwards. Death does wonders to my skin. Gives me an entirely new one, to be honest.
Yeah, well, except for this
I feel like a
time,
new man whenever I die.
Except for this time again.
Yeah, this time, yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we could take a little moment of chaos.
Is there anything else that you guys wish to do? Or is it going to be entering rest mode?
I think we could probably do with a moment of just take the step away, because I don't know if Cass wants to say anything else, but Cass is BRB'd. I need to step away for a moment. So
we will take a moment. I will flip you guys onto the intermission screen. Because I may as well, if people are going to piss off, I may as well go and piss. So, you know. I will be back.
You're welcome, YouTube.
I will be back momentarily. Apologies,
Right.
YouTube. Just skip ahead. Twitch,
No, it's over the
just
toilet
sit there. I will be back soon. Don't worry.
YouTube channel.
YouTube is like Twitch, but Google.
I am back. No one else is back.
I'm
Sure.
here.
Yeah.
I'm back.
I'll come back. Yes. While we're waiting on a Michael come back, how are people liking things so far?
Cool.
Very good twist.
Ain't been any twists yet, boy. Shit.
Well, we
Not
killed the
worried about
person we were after.
Not worried about the 2 dragons just outside of town.
Fair.
It's going to get so much worse.
Mm-hmm.
And all you had to do is just not blow the shit off everything. We were only supposed to blow the blood. No, you were only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
Only the doors.
Only the fucking doors. It is clear that that Italian job reference is lost on most people.
Yeah, but I think you'll remember it wasn't actually us that blew it up, Danny.
Look, when you act as a unit, you get blamed as a unit. When you do good as a unit, you get praised as a unit.
It was completely something that somebody did without any input other than Boomer, obviously, helping.
Exactly. Boomer and Argyle did it.
Well, Boomer didn't even know what he was doing.
You wasn't paying enough of fucking attention.
No, I know.
That's your fault, buddy.
I mean,
Oh,
to be
well.
fair, Adam, I did say multiple times, oh, but Boomer's helping him. Wouldn't Boomer know something that was going on? Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably up to a point.
Just keep waiting for El Mikel. What is the plans for you guys anyway? Because the reason why Michael called a little break, in case you, because I was doing the, does anyone else want to do anything before we move into the rest phase? So, and Michael purposely halted it for a second because he thought you might wanted to say something, Rose's Cass.
Yeah, I do want to have a chat with Evan.
Go for it. As we now get back
Well, when
into
he's
it.
back.
I'm back.
I mean, the fact that he's talking says he's back.
So yeah, this is, when they're all about to sleep and whatever, and I'm assuming Evan is back in Cass and Evan's room.
Yep. I've been for a while. You noticed your stuff has not been, other than the stuff that kind of Vianne has kind of gone through that you've told her to go through, nothing has been touched.
Mm-hmm. She kind of tidy up a little bit then because she was working with books and stuff. Whilst I'm just really glad to see you. I hope you know that I am sorry.
It's very hard to protect you if you don't tell me everything that's going on.
I know. Maybe I should tell you a little bit of why. So, sorry?
I thought they would be appreciated.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You know I do. They know who we are. They had some sort of informant. Solla literally told me she knew who I was, repeated it like verbatim. My name, title, your name, title.
Did they not get that knowledge from the ward in the first place? Because we did worry about that.
It might have been that, actually. However, it lined up too perfectly. Do you know what I mean? Where it's almost, this one person that apparently might peak that it might be the High Priestess all of a sudden, we definitely were. So I don't believe it was just that. It might have been a number of things that kind of coalesced together. Otherwise, it's pretty fucking lucky that he decided to go to the numbers and tell them, oh yeah, by the way. Anyway, so yes, my mistake unfortunately cost us massively and will probably continue to cost us. They have people in Armdia. I fear for all of our, well, not all, both of our families. I went on promise that they would not harm anybody back home. They were not allowed to, obviously, steal from me. I had to be kept alone, that kind of stuff. But they weren't allowed to touch people back home. I fear that if we were to do anything at this point, Evan, back home, we would cause irreparable damage. Other than we've got to get them out. I anticipate that the numbers are furious with us, especially in the destruction of their child.
Version of their child, perhaps, but as far as they know, I'm dead.
Yes, which does give us some advantage. However, they
And,
know
well,
I'm
they
not
don't,
dead.
do they?
Okay. They could, let's base this on the fact that they're not hundreds of year old dragons, or the fact that most of the people in their organization are highly intelligent. Let's base it on, they may assume that in the destruction of the tower, the facility, until it is that they find no form of body, that we have then ported onto the next.
Do they know that
That
we
could
have
be
more
assumed.
bodies? Do they know we have more bodies?
They know that we had at least one pair as in ourselves, these versions of us. I get the feeling that they're a bit vengeful, which is why I'm worried about people back home. The whole thing was as long as I went with them, so I was very specific in my wording, as in as long as I go with you, not meaning if I was set free that there would be repercussions. However, I feel like that has fallen through somehow in the fact that somebody decided who blew up the facility.
I don't know. I was dead.
Yes, I forgot that part.
that is the perfect get out of jail free card. Not me. I was dead. Sorry.
Because I need to have a word with whoever that person is, because what the I do understand, but this was not our final stand. It was meant to be a secret mission. I mean, eventually they would discover that we had been released and that your body had gone and stuff like that, but
Sorry.
blowing them up has turned them from being calculating to being vengeful. And the thing that I worry about most is that those dragons are coming after us very shortly. And they will probably let loose their assassins back home. So my question would be, do we stop and go back home? I do think it will cause irreparable damage, and I don't think we should ever return at this point.
We swore we'd
But it's
never. We swore we'd never return. That was
yes,
the
I know we
condition.
swore,
That's the condition of us taking these bodies in the first place.
which I do understand that, but I'm not going to lie. I have always got the impression, Evan, in the past few months, that once this had all been done, that you wanted to go back home, whereas I didn't.
Back home, I have wishes that I wish to see the people back home, but I won't act on them. I will stick to the oath that we swore. If I never see my home, our home, ever again, that is the cost I was willing to pay for us to complete our job and the time that we have, the time that we've given ourselves. Do I want to carry on when this is done. Perhaps a new breath of life that we have, this new life is so worth living. I want to explore it more now. Once we finish our roads, we are completely done. You wish to hand it over. I've known for a while now. You wish this to be done. Once we find them, then we will, if you wish it, we will find the others and remove yours if that's the case.
I'm just. How do I explain this?
Yeah.
Whilst I had very little choice in the path that I have been on my entire life and second life, I wouldn't give it up for the world, and I have enjoyed every moment of it. Don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed being in a seat of power and being able to help as many as I did. I love my family very dearly. My husband, Carlon, rest his soul. My children, grandchildren, great grandchildren.
We love our families greatly.
I just want to protect them more, but I know that if we were to do anything, I don't think we can without some intervention from the gods, which I know I will be able to have, but I feel as if my path is coming to an end. I did when we were back home, and I know I have given us more time. I think I made peace with my death.
We both had. I still have peace with my death.
Sorry, what I mean is not our assassination, the murder, but
Moving on.
I was going to die of old age. Yeah, it's fine. Go on.
That's saying, no, moving on again. Have no fear. I had no fear of it. You remember how we met? I was your assigned protector.
Oh, I hated you.
Oh yeah, the feeling was not exactly. Well, the feeling was mutual at the time. You remember? Even though we hated each other, my job, and I would gladly have done it, is die, protect you. That has not changed for 600 years. Just because we've got this time. I've just had to extend it now, in this life, to protecting more people.
You've always been a protector, though, Evan.
Uh,
Even though, like I said, I hated you at first, I couldn't ignore the fact that you are extremely capable and that, well, you have a heart of gold. And not many on this world can say it. You always wanted to help in your own special way. Every young paladin that crossed your path, every fighter that crossed your path, every ward that you took in. You've always wanted to help people. And so it's somewhat right that even in another life, you're still doing the same. Even though it sounds like since I've been gone, it's been tough. Sounds like you've had a lot of problematic times.
oh, more than likely.
I will need to have a chat with some more people. Maybe not when we're in a group setting. And I didn't mean to snap at Dear, but I'm sorry to say it, but it seems like he needs a little tough love at this point.
Oh, they all need a little bit more support. I've strained whatever level of command or leadership I had over them. And them a little bit
They're
more.
all still here.
They are. Though they were under the impression that I wouldn't be.
Why?
I got injured facing the ice golem.
So, but I
And
thought,
I wasn't healing from it.
why?
I believe, I'm not entirely certain, I believe it was in failure to keep my oath.
Oh,
I couldn't protect you, and I wasn't doing enough, I believe, to get you back quicker.
at this point, because
yeah,
I assume that they're sitting almost like opposite each other on each side of the bed, so
Yeah.
Cass will kind of like get up and come to sit next to him, if that makes sense. So they're not looking eye to eye, but they're closer almost at this point.
I followed the instructions that I got from you to not antagonize, to keep the peace you had made. I didn't know the level of threat. You told us that back home was in danger. So
I didn't know what I could say.
So I flinched.
Honestly.
Yeah. I flinched from it. I didn't step up, take charge, do anything else. I didn't start pushing us to fight the numbers. I pushed us, if anything, to keep our heads down, out of the way. Let them continue, if needs be, to keep you and those back home safe. In order to protect everyone, I had to not protect anyone. People tried. The magics didn't work.
I don't know what I can say to make this right. I am just so sorry that I said my name. This all could have been avoided if I'd not said that my name was Cass Vanger and I just stuck with Cass.
We weren't exactly very imaginative with the names.
No. Eventually someone would have found out, I know, but I should have been here and I am so sorry and I've missed you so much. It's very strange having 600 years with somebody and then nothing. I found myself most nights unable to sleep and almost like listening out for the sound of you breathing. And I know, back home, we didn't exactly sleep in the same room. Obviously, we both had husbands, wives, and, we were separated, but I just got so used to it. And I found myself, when I was reading something that I thought was interesting, turning to search for you and realizing immediately you weren't there. And then when Greytail brought your body in, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
It felt like a part of you was broken.
A little bit. And don't get me wrong, whilst I loved my husband, it was completely different. It was genuinely like a part of my soul had just been snatched from my chest. And whilst I feel so bad because I didn't even say hello to Greytail. I was just so in shock and this horrible foreboding. I don't know how to explain it. but I'm glad you're here. And she'll kind of reach out for his hand at this point.
Takes it.
We're going to
try-
take these. Sorry.
We're gonna
This
stop
has
them.
happened so.
Yeah.
We're going to stop them. Kind of being used to being in each other's heads, that it's quite funny now when we both say the same thing.
Mhm. But we're gonna need some rest. You're gonna need to try and do some stuff to get Stephanie back in working order. Oh, she is
Yes.
not going to be very receptive when you get back. She took
Why?
she took your leaving very badly.
Run.
I got a knife.
Remember how you...
It's alright, we've just been raided by a splat zap. I will type to them. Carry on. Apologies, didn't mean to.
Ah, shit, it's an invasion. Derek, fight him off.
Okay.
We're having a tender moment here. Yeah, we will deal with them.
Well,
Yes,
and
she is. Yes, yes, she is.
she's
You
taking
thought
it
she wa-
hard.
Oh yes, you know how you thought you weren't getting through to her?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out you did quite a bit.
I did think about each of them while I was gone. With Persephone, she reminds me so much of many of my own descendants. It's a case of knowing too much whilst knowing nothing at the same time. So with Persephone, I think I have to apologize. I did feel as if she was constantly rebelling against me, and I do know it must have been unusual for her to have a human who's looks like she's 20 something years old acting like her mother, but that's obvious now, you know. But I will help her. I'm sure she'll be fine. I'll talk to her. I need to talk to her about why it is that you guys haven't looked into more into
Yes, it's
the
something we need
grave.
to. Yes, something we probably can look into more, but I do not know if we have the time, especially if these dragons are moving.
We'll have to do it all after. I also need to talk to Vianne about how she's the daughter of the Queen of the Summer Court and why she didn't think that was pertinent information. I'm guessing something's been going on, some Fae weirdness,
Oh,
and why Boomer left the ship.
I think that looked like a little bit of a misunderstanding, given his slightly bemused and confused look when he got back.
I know, but still, I need to have a
They've-
talk with him.
They've all become a bit more independent.
Yes, but at the same point, also I understand independence, and I do think it is very healthy to, go out on your own. There are times to do it, and I'm getting the strong impression, based on what Vianne's been saying and stuff like that, that Boomer is trying to detach himself. So I'm just going to have a chat.
Yeah, lost in his work or trying to get lost in Penelope.
I'm sorry.
Good, I like that.
Let me just wait. And she'll kind of almost turn on the bed, so she's got she'll put one knee. You know what? When someone puts their ankle behind their knee, she'll turn. Boomer and Penelope.
Yep.
Wait, when?
When she died, I believe that was the time they got together, but they've been somewhat close since about you left. I think that was. Yes.
I mean,
That.
well
there
done,
was...
Boomer.
Oh, I don't know how close they've got. I know they're together, but or might be. I'm not sure.
Okay. Next question. Any other relationships happening, like things I should be watching out for, like so I'm not putting my foot in it as such? What's going on?
None too much that I can think of. I mean, there might be something between Vianne and Hera. I don't know if that's just similar to what we have or what might become more.
Oh, something that might be romantic,
Might be,
but
not too certain.
okay.
It's I don't concern myself too much with it. Just making sure. Well, for the time when you were gone, my my person to protect shifted over to Vianne. Then Hera quite
Yes.
firmly ejected me from that role.
With the whole
Yes.
protector bodyguard thing.
Yes. Oh, by the way, yeah. Next time we end up having to fight something something that's with frost energy, remind me I don't need to protect those two so much.
You don't?
They have some natural protection against frost. I didn't find that out after until I nearly exploded my kidney protecting Vianne.
Wait. Quick question. So Vianne is a water nymph, isn't she? That's what she's a Triton, but
Yes.
now we know that there's something else going on.
Yes.
Why has the other one got frost abilities? Like can protect herself against frost?
I believe that's something to do with where she came from, somewhere further south from here. Might also have something to do with the hag abilities. I'm not entirely certain. I just know that she is somewhat resilient to the cold. Shake her hand, and you have dipped your hand in ice water.
Oh. I will probably need to have a chat with her as well. Find out her intentions. We just got to make sure because a hag in the party, if it was suddenly that she was changed or maybe she's been manipulating everybody, it's quite. Even though I really don't want to, but it would be what Cass would do.
Rose needs to have a conversation with herself.
I know this is what I kind of don't, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, Cass would want to find out what's going on in terms of this person who's suddenly protecting everybody, and everyone's like, yeah, she's sound. She's turning into a hag though, but she's sound, and she's like, what? You guys were ready to murder.
For the moment, she's currently locked away overlooking Vianne, who is a little under the weather and a little perky.
Yeah.
It's
funny.
Yeah. But no, I'd like to say, you'll probably have to discuss with all of them. Greytail's going to have a lot to say.
Really?
Mainly about me.
Okay. Is it going to be a kind of case of what's the best way to explain this? When your children or my children would say to your father, "Oh, whilst you were down whilst you were in the citadel, the church, the cathedral, whatever we wanted to call it, Dad was saying this or doing this." Is it going to be like one of those kind of moments? Is he going to be snitching on you? Is because you've been doing silly stuff?
Well, I mean, fighting with a busted kidney, not resting it, continuing to push ahead and keep the group moving. Yeah, no, he's going to be quite upset. Oh, by the way, you're the captain of the ship now.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I had the Derek declare you captain and me first mate. Or second in command.
Is that so you could do sneaky shit because Greytail was trying to get you to rest by any chance? Because you just literally said to me you weren't resting.
Oh, yeah, entirely that. Greytail was trying to. We were about to leave. Well, we were getting ready to head to Dunvast. Greytail tried to sneak the ship out slowly and take its time, and then realized we hadn't yet stocked up on food for the Derek. So we had to go back into Spillwater to go and get the rest of the food. during which time I then set you up as captain, myself as second in command.
And with me not being here, obviously that the authority falls on yourself.
Yep.
Smart.
Well,
Also, I am irritated at you because you should have rested and you should have taken some time.
I mean,
but I know what you're like.
if
At the
you-
end of the
well,
day,
yeah, you got to. Well, that's the entire
there's a
thing.
mission.
Yeah, there was a mission. There was the thing. Got to carry on going. If I can't work
I've
through the
literally-
pain, I'm not strong enough.
And I've heard stories of you taking on enemies and seeming that you would fall to death at any point only to remain victorious, whilst literally half of your insides are outside. So I know you can do better, but I will make you rest next time. We maybe might be able to have a bit of a break after all this.
As long as you're around to make me do so, sure. So, I mean, Great Ale really could have just been smart enough and just told the Derek that I needed to rest for medical reasons and probably would have excused me from permissions.
Or you could have been smart enough to tell the rest of the group that you believe the reason why you're not healing is because your oath, as it were, to protect me is currently in jeopardy. I think it's a two-way thing here.
Oh yeah,
But it's okay.
I wasn't in the right, but I was taking leadership and command. So
I think on that point, then, it's a good thing I'm sticking around because I'll take the leadership back and you can rest again. We can share it.
Good. I mean, like I say, most of the time, leadership in battle was fine with me.
Mhm.
The whole ruling the country thing was definitely your thing.
Well, yes, you ruled obviously our entire military force. I just ruled a country.
Yes, you.
I swear, if he does say it,
I'm sure
will.
you can. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Depending on how much power you have now, I'm sure you can make him think he's a little girl. I'm sure Persephone wouldn't
I
mind giving him some
can.
pigtails.
Well, I have got some new. Well, new? That's not quite right. Some
Regains your
returning
strength.
abilities. Yes, I
Mhm.
am regaining my power again. Where I can literally for 30 days make him follow a certain thing or take a lot of damage. I can also.
Oh, that one. Ugh.
Mm.
You used to do that to
Also, I
prisoners quite a bit.
believe. I know that it was more of like a forgiveness kind of thing. For the next 30 days, go and sit and think about what you've done. You're not allowed to do this. Blah 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 blah. You know, give the full thing, and
See,
then they go and do it. And
that's
suddenly,
the redemption thing that you should have tried to do.
well, that's what I was going to do with Solla, but nobody would let me. So that's why I was like, out of character, Danny. That's why we'll talk about it later. I had a plan, but
Wanted to cast you.
yeah, in character. Anyway, no, I believe very shortly as well, and I have been trying to think of what my first one might be. I believe I'm going to get Coralon's ear again. He's going to be able to help us more if I can reach him. Just closer, which is nice.
If he's willing and doesn't think that we're taking the proverbial by sticking around so long.
No, Coralon is obviously in scripture he's known to be, well, they're known to be more of a, what's the best word to explain it? They understand the need and want to do things that are slightly chaotic or slightly bend the rules, as it were. We effectively bent the rules. And also, well, I believe so. I mean, I didn't have a tremendous amount of interaction, but when somebody is literally giving you immense amount of power, you don't really need to be like constantly checking in, going, "Oh, I love you, by the way. Okay, bye." Do you know what I mean? You can be a little relaxed with it, but he does want me home soon, though. I know that. Maybe after this life.
And as you guys
Maybe
can
after all this, we. No, I'll just say, well, she'll find off and go. Maybe after all this, I will. You know, we'll find the others and take mine out.
But you continue guys' conversation, and the rest of you, specifically some of you, Persephone needs some very, very well-deserved rest. And over the next few hours, you will begin to do so. The derrick will stay in the dock, and obviously with all the people on the dock as well, you are, for the most part, unharried. As people let you get on with your work and stuff, you've got drinks, you've got food. And you guys rest into the evening. I will say, Persephone, if you pretty much spend the entire time asleep, you probably will knock out 2 levels of exhaustion if you, like,
Woo-woo!
basically take, like, double fucking sleep.
Yeah, I will do. That's all I'm doing. Just literally close
Yeah,
my
yeah,
eyes,
yeah.
meditate.
And that will take you guys through till the morning. After a very well good night's rest. And I think we because I already gave you the level up, didn't I, for the facility? Right?
Yeah, but
It just comes into effect.
This
Yeah,
is it comes into effect now. Because
Yeah, so
I
level-
couldn't remember
level-
if I'd give it you or I was going to,
Yeah.
because I knew I was going to give it you now, but I couldn't remember if you'd already got. But so it comes into effect.
We leveled up and did
Yeah.
everything in between, but
Yes.
we didn't take the rest.
So the level
Which
ups
is
that you
weird.
guys did.
It's not like
I had pretty much. I was just keeping count of my spells that I had available because I'd already leveled
You
up.
guys
but, you know, what,
will notice throughout the night though that sleep is slightly disturbed sometimes. There is other tremors and things like this that happen. Whatever is going on in the east, something is it's chain reacting. Something is, and I'd imagine that'll be the next plort of call and something of priority to deal with.
Plot?
Yes,
of call.
Plort of call, eh?
Plot.
But we're gonna call.
Okay.
But we're gonna call.
Plort point.
We're gonna call the session there. So for those watching on YouTube, I'm gonna say ta-ra to you guys now.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.